Take the break. I'll make my tea then. Believe that.
Are we in? We're live?
It's like a reward.
Did you click the one thing and unclick the other?
I think so.
Microphones unclicked.
Dan, I'm sorry.
Dan as well. They call me Alien.
Alien Dan.
You want me to come over
I
and
get
take
that
a
a
look?
lot too, though.
People are watching us. I can see us. We're here.
No?
Hey, everybody. What's up, man? Yo, can everybody hear us? I'm here. Hey, what's up, Mom? My mom's in the chat. What's going on? What else is? Who else is there, man? Let me know if we sound good. Tony Tedesco, what's up, brother? Who else is in there? Can you hear us? Can you hear us okay? Is everything good?
Dude, I didn't realize until just now that they haven't met. Like, because Dan's been a part of the show the whole time, but he's been out for a bunch of medical stuff, and he's been on the show a bunch of times since you've been gone.
Oh.
And it's just
What's
so
up?
weird. So now he's actually here for the rest of the season.
All right.
And so are you.
All right, there you go.
It's just beautiful.
Dan's Unite.
Hello?
He's been on the show a bunch of times since you've been gone.
Yeah.
This chick.
This chick.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
pull those two up. 1 and 2. Pull 1 and 2 all the way up to 0.
This is what it's like when
More,
Stone
more,
fucks
more.
up.
I just pushed this one up past that point.
I get that, but that's your microphones 1 and 2. All right, put the camera on me. Put it right on my face.
It's on his face.
Put it right on my face. Welcome to Awesome Talk, everybody. Season 11, Episode 8 on June 25th, 2019. Tonight we have a great show for you. We have a whole panel here ready to rock and roll. Dan Ridenauer is back. I want to hear it for Dan Ridenauer coming back. We are so happy that Dan's alive.
And also, since the last episode, it was Pat's birthday.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pat.
Thank you, everybody.
You're going to get your spankings later on at the second break.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait for that. Okay, I just want to make sure.
It was my birthday, too.
It was Taylor.
No, it wasn't. I just
Spankings. He just wants the spankings. That's all. We got oil for that. So, welcome to the show tonight. Tonight we have two very amazing guests for you. In the house, podcaster from Calling the Shots, comedian Taylor Allen is in the house tonight. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And in a little while, Angelo Gingerelli is going to be here, so I want to hear it from him too. He's running a little late, but he is going to be here.
Guys, right now he might be in his car with this on his phone, and he could have just
He's
felt
like,
so
"Fuck
good
this."
that you guys all clapped and be like, man, they really got my back.
Yeah, they got my back. You know what? I'm leaving
I feel
right
like
now.
I'm amongst friends.
I'm just going to leave the kids here. I'm just going to go straight there. I don't give a shit, right? So, the other thing I want to mention before we do a classic around the bar is I want to also welcome DJ Alien to the show. DJ Alien is going to be riding out almost the whole rest of the season with us here tonight. Matt Hill.
Not all of it tonight,
Yeah, not
though.
all
That'd
tonight.
be weird.
No, he's not doing
tonight.
all tonight.
What did Strife say? Never
He
cease. Never
pre-films
cease.
Yeah.
his parts, and then we just cut to him during the live feed.
He's actually
green screen.
It's
I
so out of
agree with
context.
that.
Yeah, he's like, I agree.
Yeah, then it just cuts back into
That's
the
all
live
he ever
feed
says.
again.
I
I'm staying
agree.
here for the next couple minutes.
Oh man, more people are sharing the show. Hey, what's up, Amy? Good to see you. All right, dude, somebody say something because I need to make sure that it sounds good. Because Stones is filling in tonight. He's being a fucking absolute noble gentleman tonight doing that. But he's also admittedly not entirely up to snuff in terms of how it works. So he's doing the best that he can.
That's one way to put it.
That's one way to put it.
I think the way he would put it is he really doesn't give a shit enough to pay
Sure,
close attention to whether or not it's going
Honestly,
through.
I just enjoy it more if he just put his penis away. It's all hanging out in his pantaloons. But
You're doing fine.
yeah, he's doing a good job.
Leave it out.
We like this guy. Let's see. Happy
Let it fly.
birthday, one and all. That's from my mom. She says happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate
That's
it.
Mine was in
great.
December, but thank you.
Well, December is just
Just around the corner.
It's around the. It's also around the corner in the other direction. So we're dead center from that.
Perfect.
So we're gonna do a classic around the bar, and here are the rules I'm gonna apply to
Oh,
that.
Jesus.
You're gonna say your name
No.
and something about yourself.
Just said their names.
I know, right?
This is different. When people introduce themselves, it's different, right?
No.
My name is Rick, and I am currently not just the host of the show, but I am also a huge fan of the show Baskets currently.
Ooh,
So-
good show.
All right.
I'm Dan, and I'm tired all the time. That's all I got right now.
Comes
On the
with-
spot a little bit.
Comes with age.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Just getting older things for the birds.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine a bunch of really old birds are all you see outside all the time, just like crotchety old ass birds with
Look.
wrinkled wings.
Fuck these guys! Yeah.
Hi, I'm Pat, and I'm actually kind of excited. I got a new lawnmower.
Oh,
God
nice.
damn! We are talking about good shit here.
Yes.
Yes. What's up, Matt? All right. We'll continue around the way.
DJ Alien. I met Rick through music stuff. I do music stuff and other stuff. I'm happy to be here.
All right. This is the goddamn best round bar we ever had. Go ahead.
I just I feel like maybe we should go back to the first stand and just give a clap for the sleepiness.
All right.
I mean, give a clap.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm really good at it.
I'm really good at it.
My name's Taylor, and I 1 month ago today had a baby.
Oh,
Thank you.
Boy or girl?
You-
A girl named Roxanne.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Great, man.
Yeah.
A lot of songs about her.
Yep.
And a
one,
movie
One
with-
very specific one. but
And
yeah.
a movie with Daryl
Yes,
Hannah.
yes, and Steve Martin.
Yes. Oh, right. And Steve Martin.
Steve
That's
Martin
right.
with a big nose, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Way to go along with it. Thank you. Thank you.
Sarah.
Way to go along with it.
Hail Mary.
Enough said.
All right. Fine. Fuck
The
it.
baby thing got a big round of applause, so you could have said, I was a baby, like
Yes.
at one point.
Unlike you fuckers. Yeah.
I'm Stones, and I want to know more about that lawnmower. on the
Stone,
break.
Is it right on?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
good way.
Push.
Nah, my lawn's not
Self-propelled.
really good for a ride on.
Horsepower.
I feel like if I had a ride-on lawnmower,
Wait,
there would
what
be
kind of
some parts of the
lawn?
lawn that would never
Horsepower?
ever get cut because I wouldn't trim it.
Yeah.
Like a
Wait,
tree.
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
7
Hold on!
I can't believe I seriously got sucked into the fucking
got a run
lawnmower
behind us.
discussion.
Go ahead. Get sucked in.
But when you say something like my lawn
It's not really-
isn't really built for a ride-on
It's
lawnmower,
normal size.
what the hell does that mean? Like you
Yeah.
have a lot of
Hey,
potholes?
AstroTurf.
What?
Do you have like
How do you?
Hold on.
Wait.
One at a time.
What type
Go
of
ahead.
lawn isn't built for a riding lawnmower? Are there
Sure.
holes or like?
Honestly, if I had a strip of
Are
grass,
there
I'd
a
get a
lot
riding
of
lawnmower.
ponds?
His lawn is made of water. It's salt water.
I got a lot of like shrubs and stuff like that, so you can't really get in between them. And
Right.
You got to be
Not a
able
lot
to
of
get all the
maneuverability.
corners and
Sure.
like there's little
Right.
edges everywhere.
Right. You need one of
Okay.
those. You ever seen the ones that the guys stand on?
Yes.
And
I
it's
used
got
to
a
do that.
big like wide corners on
Wait,
it.
don't they just
Yeah.
make Roomba lawnmowers?
They
Now,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then what the fuck? What are we even talking
Holy
about here?
fuck!
Yeah.
Where does a Roomba
So
lawnmower
we're
put
living in
the
the past having this dumbass
clippings?
conversation.
Where do
You
the
gotta
clippings
leave the
go?
clippings. You gotta.
You leave the
You
clippings.
gotta.
huh?
It's
Mulch.
nutrients.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Who wants to mulch
Yeah,
their
who the fuck
grass?
doesn't leave their clippings, Rick?
The mower does
Look,
it.
you know how
It's
many
all
years
about
it's
the
been.
mulch.
The
You know how
mower
many
just
years-
does it while
Yeah,
you're
it's
going.
all about the mulch. You're not bagging unless your law's totally
Yeah.
out of
God damn
control.
it! There's someone else in the chat. I
You
can't
can
see
do
the
all that
name.
grass.
Anna
Throw it away.
Rivers,
Yes.
Chianke. Chianche?
Chianca.
Chianca. Hi Taylor, congrats. Yeah. All
Thanks.
right.
Baby
I wanna-
stuff.
I want to share something with you guys, if you guys don't mind.
Please.
What
So,
if we mind?
well, if you mind, you tell me to fuck off. So, as I said earlier, I'm way into the show Baskets. How many people here have watched even one episode of Baskets? You're into it, right?
Yeah, I
We're into it. I
enjoy
know
it.
Stones is into it, right? You guys
I
seen
didn't
it?
know what it is.
Okay,
So
so Zach
Galifianakis,
Galifianakis, right?
Yeah.
And Zach Galifianakis, his mother on the show is played by Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mother is played by Louis Anderson. And let me just tell you
Wow.
something. Not only is it the greatest Louis Anderson I've ever seen,
Wow.
you forget
Yeah.
that it's Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
He's so good. And he said this in an interview, and I wanted to read it to you guys. I'm getting that female perspective because I know so much more now about the idea of being a female. People treat you different. I never knew my mom got ready before she came out and made breakfast. I didn't know she took time to put makeup on and fix her hair. I didn't know she went through so much. I didn't know how much she did for me. I wish I would have had the chance to ask my mom, what is it that you wanted to be? What did you give up for us? because obviously moms give up their whole lives for us. It's a never-ending almost job in a sense.
Wow.
Now, the reason that stood out to me is because I've been in arguments for days about what's going on with the Mexican border, basically, with people. You got a lot of Trump supporters who are like, look, man, we got to do what we got to do. And then you got the other side, it's like, yeah, we don't put kids in cages. What the fuck is wrong with you? Right? And when I read that, it occurred to me how much it meant to this guy, because when you watch it, he says he's born to play the part, and you believe that 100% when you see him play it, because he fucking owns that woman. Like, he is Mrs. Baskets, right? And it occurs to me how little people in today's society will put themselves in another person's shoes to any degree to try to understand where they're coming from. And what I get a lot of when I talk about the Mexican border is, well, look, people are coming here criminally, and I don't condone criminals coming to the country. Okay, so let me not get mad. Let me say to you, I understand what I think you mean, okay? But at the same time, what does it mean to have a family and you're scared that the government, which is made up of drug cartels at this point, like, let's be honest, drug cartels in Mexico are like small governments now. It's not a fucking drug gang. It's an organized fucking business at this point, right? So, Angelo Gingerelli is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely, sir. And there's actually cold beers in a cooler back there if you'd like to grab yourself one.
Oh, great, man. Thank you.
No problem,
What's up,
dude.
man? How are you?
How you doing,
Yeah, I'm
man?
Angelo.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Angelo, how you guys doing?
Dan.
How are you? Hi.
Good to see you,
Appreciate it,
brother.
man. Thanks for having me.
It's all right, Angelo. Rick wasn't in the middle of a crazy speech. It's all right.
Worst time. My bad.
So, my point is that you have to be willing to put yourself in the shoes of a person who says, these are my kids, this is my family, and somebody's going to cut our fucking heads off if I don't do anything because I have no weapons, no education, no ability to defend myself. What do? I go north because it's the safest idea available to me at this point, right? And when I look at
It doesn't matter. Like, seeking asylum is not a fucking crime. But we somehow, most of the population has
Lost their minds.
lost their minds
Yeah.
and believed that you can't seek asylum without being doing something illegal.
Well,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
The problem-
Like,
Sorry, I didn't mean
to
to.
just say, like, you're not welcome, bar none, it doesn't matter who you are, what you want, whether you're a criminal, not a criminal, this is illegal or not. It's just such a really terrible symbol.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter what the symbols are. The point is the fact that we politicize children, and this is what society has come to. You make sick people commodities, you make children commodities and put them in your privately owned fucking military camps. You make commodities out of human beings. You're going to live in a society where, diabetics die because they don't get insulin, and children die in cages because you decided that their parents are to blame. The argument that, well, it's the parents' fault if the kid died. And I find that interesting because the argument is that the parent put them in danger and then the kid was taken away. If the kid dies, it's the parent's fault.
Right.
But if CPS came to your house and took your fucking kids from you because they said that they were living in a dangerous environment, and then your kid died in their custody, there'd be a big fucking mess. Whoever has the kid is responsible for the fucking kid.
Right.
And if our government is going to take them away and then be like, well, it's the parents' fucking fault, sorry, like, that doesn't apply in any other situation at all. So I don't understand why it's okay, other than that we're clearly fucking ethnocentrist racists at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
and we're just masking it behind an argument of, well, we have our own shit to pay for. Well, you're not fighting for that shit to be fucking paid for either.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, man.
one of
Hell
the key
yeah.
words I think that you said in there was politicized, because right, wrong, there's a process to it, but things become politicized. So
Right.
now it's this extreme view over here and this extreme view over here, where usually in the middle we can reason about what's going on, and then whose responsibility should it fall on? The government. And the government is,
They don't care.
Or
Right.
Well,
I
if
don't
it
know.
wasn't about money, they would just be sending them back. They
I
wouldn't
honestly-
be holding on to
I
them.
honestly think
Ooh.
the whole
Why are they
reason
holding on to
why we're having this discussion is because it's getting better. I know it sounds crazy because it's got to get worse before it gets better, but
Right.
actually it is better than it was 5 years ago, because at least we now know about it. Because this was all the pictures you're
Oh,
seeing. Most of them are from the
interesting
Obama era stuff. It's like
Right.
it was all happening then too. But just
Sure.
everyone likes to blame Trump for literally everything. I don't
Right.
even care about the guy. But the problem are the current laws too. As long as you had a child, you just can go right in. It didn't matter if it was yours, because there's no way to prove it at the border. Hey, this is my kid. So these coyote guys, these drug rings, just to get in the country, be like, well, I just stole this kid. And then when you cross in, you're now here. You might have to come back and go in front of a judge if you're seeking asylum, but you're probably not. Especially if you're crossing with not your kid, and then you don't care what happens with the kid.
You know what I don't like? I don't like this fake notion that it's bad that people are bringing drugs into the country. You understand what I'm saying?
The CIA does it
all the
time.
drugs are coming in on shipping containers on boats.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Exactly.
they're catching those now. You
It's a
saw
big
the
money
walk in
truck.
with a
you saw the $1 billion
Who the
boat
fuck is
bust,
buying
right?
fucking
You saw the $1
Mexican
billion
brickweed?
drug bust the other day, right?
Oh yeah,
On the-
yeah. That was
So they're
Bullshit,
actually
bullshit.
catching the drugs now, which is fascinating. One of the things that happened
Yeah.
like a year
Yeah.
ago, they had the big explosion in the Delaware. Everyone in Philly had that earthquake. Like, oh my God, this is great. That was actually an
Oh, yeah, I remember
explosion
that,
at the
yeah.
naval base because the bad guys didn't want to get caught with the drugs or something like that. So like, because they've been bringing him over in coffins from Afghanistan, pretending because when you die overseas, the naval base that
man.
you get shipped in is in Delaware. That's where all the bodies go to, and then they get dispersed from
Right,
there
right.
because it's close to D.C. or whatever. I don't know. But so there's all this hassle because they were catching all the drugs. So the drugs are going. I don't even fucking know what I'm talking about.
So
anymore.
they're,
No, go
they're
ahead.
smuggling them in the coffins.
Right, yeah, but now they're actually catching the drugs too. Like just like I was saying to him, like last week they just caught $1 billion on
Yeah, I saw
the
that,
freighter.
yeah.
So like, it's whatever's happening is working. So like what I was saying too, the fact that we're talking about these kids at the border, like this wasn't happening 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't an avenue. Like not that we're like coming up with solutions yet, but the fact that everyone's aware now,
Yeah.
as opposed to 5 years ago, no one had any idea what was going on.
You know what it
I
is,
feel
though,
like
man?
that's a step in the right direction.
Listen,
There were things. There were things that were
Yeah.
different. You couldn't
Yeah.
separate families like this. You couldn't take toddlers away from their guardians like
Right.
this.
Unless
like
you kidnapped them in Guatemala
was it
first.
happening anyway? Maybe, but there were things in place to make sure it wasn't like basically a detention center just for children, like with no guardians at all, where you have like 13-year-olds looking after 6-year-olds because
Yeah,
no
weird.
one else will. Like that wasn't happening before.
I really want to
And-
know what's actually happening, though, 'cause I don't trust
interestingly,
anyone or any
like,
news.
and I really
Understood.
am not an Obama fan. I'm not a fucking Democrat, but there's some things that have been skewed weirdly, and I like obviously the reason is because people that support Trump like to say, well, you know that this was happening during this and this and this.
Doesn't
It's like
make it any better.
Obama's exactly agreed.
Right.
Like Obama's immigration numbers, like deportation numbers or whatever, were so high in part because at one time the people that they sent back that came to the border were not written down, they weren't numbered, and then at some point that changed during the Obama administration, and they were counted as deportations even though they were just people being sent back at the border. So that number is
so basically they were told to turn around.
yes. So
Yeah.
that number is very misleading, but it's used all the time to say,
Right.
see, he was just as bad as everyone else. And it's like, dude, if a kid is fucking dying on the floor, who gives a shit if someone else may have done the same thing?
Right.
Why don't we just look at the kid who's dying on the floor?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean by everything being politicized.
Right.
Yeah.
Think
Do
about
you
human
really give
fucking
a shit,
beings,
or do you
right.
care
Sure.
if it's just a point in your favor?
Well, that's the thing about politicizing everything, in my opinion. It's like you point out someone did something wrong, an elected official,
Right.
and immediately that guy or girl and all supporters point the finger and be like, well, we're not as bad as that guy or
You're
girl,
right.
right?
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
we're never saying our guy's good. We're just saying he's not as bad as
Yeah,
the
that's
previous
the point.
person in that position, right?
Or we're never just saying like, let's just fix this.
Yeah.
Like, why not
Yeah.
just like stop pointing
Well, I think
anything?
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. I think we're now in
Yeah.
those first
Right.
stages. Just the fact that everyone's aware, we can actually be like, well, this is fucked up. Is this actually happening? What is reality? Like, let's talk about it and like, let's
That's
do
because
it.
they don't want anything to be done about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They,
You know-
they actually really. That's you
You
just
know.
hit the.
Go ahead,
you
Stones.
nailed
They
it. They don't want to
They
fix
have
it.
new pipes and
They're making money. The guys in power are making money off of this
Yeah,
trafficking
man.
stuff,
Yeah,
so
That's true.
they don't want to fix it.
The idea of stopping drug trafficking, our economy collapses at that. But how does it even function?
100%
We're a
right.
multi-billion-dollar drug economy.
Right.
It's not
If
even
we really
drugs.
stopped it.
Just December 21st.
Multi-billion-dollar sex trafficking.
Right, yeah, that's
What happens
even
to our
worse.
economy? if
Right.
those
That's
things
bigger,
go away?
bigger
Right,
and scarier.
The only thing I would
they
say
gotta
too.
fund all the operations and shit. Don't give them,
Right,
there goes my
right.
conspiracy.
That's
hat.
why I-
And this is
Nicaragua,
how-
baby.
This is how, you can't have things on the books, and this is how things are funded. We
Sure.
have to pay this warlord and that dude and this guy and this for that, and I mean, we're talking.
And also, I'm a big fan of everybody that decides we should have stopped immigration as soon as their grandparents got here. Right? It's kind of what it is. Like, we should don't let any Mexicans in because we're Italian. I'm Italian. Well, we're Italians here. We're Americans now. Stop everybody else.
Right.
If we would have stopped at, say, the Irish, we wouldn't be here, right?
Right.
And so everybody decides we should have stopped immigration at this one point once my family got here. Nobody's like, well, we should have stopped it before my family got here.
Sure.
We're just at a random point in history where
Wow.
we're talking about certain immigrants.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then
It's just the next one and the
Right.
next
Yeah,
one.
and
Because
that's one
none of
the
us
pecking order.
belong here.
No.
This is
No.
look around this room, man.
We are not
Like-
Indians or deer or whatever else was
or
here.
buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
right, dude.
that was it. Or
Yeah, man.
crops.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
a lot of crops. We also
Actually,
didn't see what
my
the
whole
one
theory
thing about
on
Angelo.
everything is that we actually are
Yeah.
corrupt.
The what?
The one thing about Angelo, we all went around and did. He wasn't here. For
Oh,
that.
Oh, right,
So
right.
we should do.
So, Angela,
That
welcome.
means we all have
Appreciate
to
that.
Oh yeah, we need it. No,
We
we're
got
not
to
doing
do
another.
another.
We
I'm
did
already
around-
tired.
We did
or
an
more
around the
tired.
bar where everybody introduced themselves and said
Exhausted
something
now.
about
Yeah, I was
themselves.
like,
I had
It's
said
really
that I was
annoying.
obsessed with the work with the show Baskets right now. So you can introduce yourself and something about
Like
yourself.
just a weird random
Anything.
thing.
Yeah.
Not even random.
Anything
Something
you want.
real that
Sure.
you're proud of. Anything.
Okay.
An event coming up. I don't know.
All right, cool. My name's Angelo Gingerelli. I host an open mic at the Brighton Where every Monday. I'm not just doing a promo. Last night, I brought my 4-year-old daughter up on stage with
saw
me
that.
for the first time, and she liked it, I think, a little too much.
Oh, no.
You guys have been to the Brighton Bar.
Oh, yeah.
You, as a child, you shouldn't be comfortable there.
You shouldn't be
and you
in
shouldn't-
there.
Yeah, you shouldn't be there.
Period.
And you shouldn't be like, I really like...
Yeah, I really
That was an
dominated.
I
Here's
really
the
like the
problem.
response of these people that are out drinking on a Monday night in West Long Branch, and she was way too into it.
That's where I live, and I'm like,
That was right over the
I
tip.
work right across the street from that place.
Yeah?
Yeah, right in the area.
Dude, we gotta go. Next Monday night, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. I'm gonna be there, dude.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
live
It's a
like
good
5
night.
minutes away from there.
We should live close to each other. I don't want to give my address on air though.
So, the Supreme Court strikes down law barring vulgar trademarks.
What is it? What?
So a guy has a company called Fucked.
It's been around forever.
Yeah.
F-U-C-T.
Yeah.
Been around forever, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to
That's
tell him he
what we're
can't
worried about.
trademark it because it's vulgar.
Yeah.
Tell me something about American culture that isn't fucking vulgar.
American
I-
culture is
Well, I have a question. What about
Yes.
like Playboy and Penthouse? Are those trademarks revoked now?
Well,
me
they
ask you
didn't
this.
use a
yeah,
swear
but
word.
but the name is okay.
name
If
is
it was
still-
like
okay, I got it.
Playboy
Okay.
look at
Who-
pussies,
who
then
got-
they'd be like, no way.
No way.
Jose."
We don't say pussies.
but-
Wait,
Who
they're
got
still allowed to
pissed
use
off
it as a
enough?
company name, or is just not allowed to legally
now
trademark
he's
it?
allowed to
Not
use it.
Well, who got pissed off enough to start trouble over
Some
that?
mom
Good
in
question.
Kansas.
Good question. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if Fucked got shut down, let me ask you where we are on Big Johnson T-shirts. Remember those bad boys? That's all
I
I
always
know.
wanted
I
one.
I just
think-
nobody
Never had
remembered
one.
this.
But
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
knows
It's one
if
of-
that was trademarked. Maybe it was all up for grabs.
Well, yeah, well,
this
they-
whole time.
Maybe.
So you're just not allowed to still like sell stuff
Perfect
with the words.
timing, by the way,
He's just not
for
allowed
my
to trademark
mom.
He
it.
can't trademark
Are you
it.
on the internet
Talking
right now?
about Big
No.
If it's
Johnson
fucked.
T-shirts.
I'm on the air.
And Stones has said the guy was a hero. By the
Big,
way.
who, Big Johnson?
No, this guy, the fucked guy.
Well, no, my point with it was that, spent all that time, energy, and money to bring it all the way to the fucking Supreme Court. Is he going to have retribution against the assholes that brought him there?
Yeah, good
You know
question.
what I mean?
point,
Like,
yeah.
is he going to be able to fucking sue the shit out
Well,
of those fucks?
actually,
Right.
on a much smaller scale, this is actually happening in my band. We're getting banned off platforms. We just got banned off of YouTube in January because our band is Chemtrail, and so and what's fascinating about this is that we're instrumentals. We don't even have words. Like, why are you banning us? It's just because of
Whoa,
our
whoa, whoa.
Well, yeah, why are you?
They
why
banned
are
you
they
because
Yeah,
you're
we got kicked-
called
Because
chemtrail?
of Chemtrail. So if you go to
He's promoting
if there-
conspiracy
it's
theories.
promoting
What the
it's
fuck?
promoting
Oh my
conspiracy
God.
theories. So it's literally in the same boat.
like,
But
wow,
now, so
really?
we,
That's
one of our
Germany.
fans made a video, so it's like they can't kick them off. But now when you go watch that video, there's a link immediately underneath the video that
Man.
explains to you what a contrail is. It's like, remember, this is actually contrails what they mean. This is completely normal. And what's more fascinating now, the show's not, I'm not trying to promote myself, but we just got signed while I was in the hospital.
All right.
And so, but
Good,
like,
man.
that was like our big, I'm coming for myself now too, but I can't.
That's good. It's
Right.
But now it's like, it was like a, like uppercut right back because now they have to, we're back on YouTube again. It's like, now we actually have all these people pushing for us. Like,
Nice.
Yeah, it's
so
probably gonna help you long term.
exactly,
right?
well, totally.
Yeah.
But it's just fascinating. As a little peon of a band, we had no control. Like, oh, we just got kicked off
Yeah.
YouTube and whatever. But now we
Yeah,
got signed.
dude.
Like,
Yeah,
and
you guys
so-
got a
That's
Facebook
cool.
page?
That's fucking cool.
Listen,
But it's just we've had it all.
Chemtrail,
Yeah,
all right,
chemtrail. Yeah.
Follow that.
I
I've
like
heard-
you guys. I've heard you guys. I like your
Oh,
band.
thank you. Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
I have this like, it's like a conundrum where I'm stuck between. Okay, so they want to ban you from YouTube because you're called chemtrail because what they're
They
trying to
didn't
do-
actually openly say that. They said we got hacked and
Oh,
we were
God.
posting Bollywood porn. And so I'm in Mexico. I'm on vacation while this is all going down. I'm not near my computer. Like I'm just going off my phone.
What happens in Bollywood porn?
I don't know. It was like a lot of massages and like weird like
What?
yeah.
It's like synchronized.
There was like fruit bowls and stuff. Like I watched it. It was like it was weird because I actually did watch the videos that we were posting. I'm like, well, we had this YouTube account since 2006. Like, why now are you kicking us off? And like the person that tipped us off was like, hey guys, big fan over here. Just want to direct you to what's going on your YouTube page. You're posting
Yeah.
a lot of weird. So like it looked like we got hacked.
So-
but I'm like, we didn't get hacked because this is when all the
Hold
whole
on.
shadow banning thing started coming
This
around.
leads me to my next question, but hold on, I want to address the chat for just a second because people are leaving comments. Louis Paul
Oh, yeah.
says I'm tired all the time too. He
There we go.
used the wrong two. You guys need to get me on here. I love discussions like this. I don't know who is.
We just had him on our podcast. It's great. He's a fighter. He's a MMA guy.
Oh, I love MMA,
He's fighting.
dude.
He's
Talking
fighting.
about-
Actually, if I could promote. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
This Friday, he's fighting in Atlantic City at the Showboat.
Good for you,
Yeah,
dude,
a couple
man.
seasons ago, Awesome Talk sponsored an MMA.
Yeah, we sponsored an MMA
Oh,
fighter
shit.
named Zev, dude, and he was fucking
like
phenomenal.
You should have
on
Lewis on,
his,
it's great.
fucking fight outfit.
Dude, hit me up, Lewis. We'll talk, dude.
There you go. Connections.
Crazy.
Let's see. Meg is in the chat. Madison is in the chat. Good to see you guys, man. Say something because
Hello.
I
From
want
the
to
Saints.
respond, but
Yeah,
I
Meg
can't.
from the Saints.
So, okay. So here's the deal, guys.
Meg
So
from the Saints Zone?
Yeah.
we're talking
Hey, Meg.
about. Hey, Meg, what's up? So we're talking about YouTube is banning you because of a word.
They didn't openly actually say that, but I realize what's happening because it's happening to a lot of people on Instagram or YouTube or
It
even
is.
podcasts. Just because, like, if you're leaning politically a certain way, they have all these algorithms and bots like to kick you off.
Sure.
So we
So-
got kicked off of YouTube, and then immediately when I saw other videos of us with an explanation of what a contrail is, I was like, I know what's happening. This is fucked up.
Yeah, right.
So, and
So-
I'm like, why did you kick us off? Because they're saying because we were posting porn, but I don't know.
Let me ask you something.
No one's posting porn.
This is for the whole group, and this is not an easy question. I don't feel like it's an easy question. Is it the right thing to do to kick Alex Jones off of every platform?
No.
Alex Jones?
No.
You know, many people, like, there's so much, like, where's the line? Where's the...
I don't know where the
Really
line
fight
is.
Well, the thing is, like,
Huh.
because we're becoming modernized in technology and stuff, like, when you cared about something,
Selling a
you
lot
just
of
went
whack
down to
products,
the
though.
Well,
town hall or you
okay.
went to the
Right.
commons and then you brought your protesting stuff. But now everything's online and digital, and if you're banning certain people from coming with their signs, like, there has to be legislation, and the hairy part is like they're private companies, so like you can't.
Yeah.
So someone's
So-
gonna have their rights
Because they
infringed.
say it used to be a town square with 50 people in the whole town. Now it's a private company with 1 billion users.
Right,
And
right.
how do you even legislate something like that? With
What
a
do you
private
Well, yeah,
company
but it's
that is being utilized to post content by 300 million random private citizens.
Right.
It's such a hard
But
question.
like
do you do?
when you used to
What do you
vote
do?
for people back in the day, you went to town hall. Like
Right.
I need to know what these guys are all
But
about.
that's
these
not
guys
the
aren't-
world anymore.
It's not the world anymore. So like the new town square is your computer. It's where you
Here's the
learn
deal.
about people.
And
So,
also,
go ahead.
TV has a quota for sweat, and where are you gonna get all that sweat if you don't have Alex Jones on?
Can I,
Sweaty guy.
can I throw some out the
Yeah.
to the group chat to the?
Yeah, please.
Right now at the Saint, our friends are doing a show called
I know,
Hacks, right?
yeah.
So listen to that show is apparently so great and so much fun that Meg is in the office watching this.
You heard?
Very nice.
What's up, Stacy? Good to see you, man. I went to high school at Stacy. Good to see you. But you take a guy like Alex Jones, and here's the thing. Alex Jones, 14 years ago, was a pretty good journalist. And earlier than that, he was a great journalist. And I feel like the guy saw so many things he went batshit. Like, I feel like the guy saw so much corruption that he finally went over to the edge and said,
But he also is a smart guy
He's a
and
smart
knew
guy.
what he was doing, and now knows that what he says gets him clicks and gets him.
That's what I was going to
and
ask.
gets him like people like against him, which is ultimately getting him like eyes on him, and that's like what's making him
Advertising.
bigger
Sure.
and bigger and bigger.
I think if you look at most of the super right-wing and super left-wing quote-unquote journalists in the media today, right?
Sure.
Except for the young ones that came out now, like in the YouTube, like Ben Shapiro, the old ones who say 35, 40 and up, they started at middle-of-the-road regular journalism, and then they realized, oh, wait, there's all this money and fame and notoriety by going one way or the other. It's like, to me, it's like a band or a rapper that decides I could be an underground mixtape rapper or make him a pop single and blow up. To me, now the pop single for the reporter is super left or super right. Would you guys agree with that?
Sure.
Sometimes, but I think even with Alex Jones, like a lot of the stuff he was talking about, you can legitimately, 10 years, you could legitimately look into.
You could. You
and
could
just
look
see
into
some
Bohemian
red
Grove.
flags and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are things that really happen. And
Yeah.
what do they mean to everyone? Is everyone there on the level he's talking about? But is there people there that are in? Like, I mean, that's a whole.
And here's what
thing.
pains me. What pains me is over a decade ago, he was, I can remember him on the internet screaming and yelling, going, drones are coming. They're going to watch everything you fucking do. The government is against you. They're going to come after this. They're going to do this. And I look at it now and I go,
Oh.
wow, some of
Yeah.
that shit's actually
And now he's like,
happening.
lizard people!
Right.
He's crying about like.
I know, man.
It's
But
weird.
the thing is, he crossed certain lines. He did cross certain lines. He was saying that shootings didn't happen that did happen.
Right, that was too much. Yeah.
And it was too much.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with kids, dude. You just can't do that. You know what I mean? And like, but at the same time, if I'm him and I've seen a level of corruption, I got documents in my hand, I got newspapers from all over the planet in my hand telling me things, it's like, you kind of get to a point where you're not sure what to believe. His paranoia almost
that.
makes sense in a fucking way. And I'm not, and I don't mean to say that he's right to do some of the things that he did. Some of the things he did inspired people to put death threats on people with dead children. Like, that's fucked up. But I don't know.
But that's also those people too that react to that stuff are fucking assholes. Like, if
Yeah,
you're
they're kinda looking for a reason.
And if you're not like, if you're hearing what he's saying, which is insane, a lot of it, but like, but you're taking that and being like, well, I'm gonna threaten this dead kid's parent. Like, that,
Yeah.
you're a fucking
Yeah,
asshole.
you're-
Like,
yeah,
it doesn't
some
matter
people
what you
can't
hear.
handle what they consume. You
Right,
know,
yeah,
people
right.
really can't.
So do we have to censor ourselves for the dumbest common
Actually,
denominator?
No, we shouldn't.
Well,
The
bringing
common
all that back into
denominator
it.
is the majority, and that's the
Right.
that's why.
I,
it's
Yeah, that's
such
the
a
problem.
I,
That's why
I,
Donald
do,
Trump
I
got
would like some answers as far as like this fake news stuff and like because there are the crisis actors. They're real. Like you see
yeah.
them, and so like
You see-
I just
yeah.
want answers on why they're there. Like just if you need someone
just tell
that
me.
doesn't just break down in tears on a live camera, and that's the only reason why you're hiring these people, just tell us, because it's really weird when you see like the Connecticut the school kids shootings. One of their moms be the same mom that was where the
Yeah, it's weird.
Gifford shooting,
Yeah, it
the
is a
senator,
weird
like
thing. Yeah, you're right.
you know,
It's weird.
like so, like, and that's the
Yes.
same like standby person that was at the Florida shooting. Like,
Right.
just explain what that. Just,
Right. But, like,
so
you know
we
those-
we don't ask all these questions. Just
Right.
tell us why
Just
you
tell
have
me
the
why.
crisis actors.
Yeah.
Even if you lied
Yeah,
to me,
right.
just tell me why.
Yeah.
Right.
You know those things happen, which is why it is
So,
confusing and why
So if
people
you
are,
really
yeah.
want us to believe your stories, just tell us
Sure.
why you're using these crisis
And I'll
actors.
tell you
Well,
what,
it's the
man.
same reason that they have the guy rowing a boat in like this much water to make it look worse than it is, and then somebody goes walking by.
That is great.
Well,
when the guy's like,
but
oh,
when they
we're here, and the
but when
woman's
they
like,
get here,
and
when
the
they
other
got
one's
caught
like,
back in there, they actually made it like, yeah, we did.
It's
You
to make
caught
it look
us.
better
You
than
have to
it
ask
is.
yourself, though, how far would your government go to do certain? Has there
And
been
why?
Gulf
There
of
is no
Tompkins?
limits.
Has there been the 9/11?
course.
Has there been?
Yeah, that's
so
it.
I kind of look at these
If
mass
you have that
events
question, there has been,
individually,
yes.
and I'm not afraid to. You know, I'm not saying things don't really happen. People do legitimately shoot
Sure.
people and shoot
Absolutely,
shit up,
100%.
without any kind of. But
listen,
are
man,
there,
but I feel like I'm allowed
false
to
flags?
I'm allowed to
Are there?
understand it and believe it and also have questions.
Yeah.
I can do both. It doesn't make me
You're
a
allowed not to
conspiracy
believe.
theorist to go, oh, something doesn't seem right about this. You've been trying to talk.
No, I agree with you. Same thing. It's like if you question what we're fed by the media and the government, you're considered conspiracy theorists.
Immediately.
Well, like, what kind of credibility do those two outlets really have
Right.
over the
Right.
last
Yeah.
200
Right.
years?
Yeah,
of
they gotta
American
say
I
I
mean,
know,
history?
man.
history is conspiratorial.
I know fucking
Like,
people
so
that
much
work for like
history.
TV stations, and
Sure.
they're idiots. And like, I'm like, these are my friends that I know, and they're fucking stupid. And like, it makes me think like, what are all these other stations like employing? And
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
I
Well,
want
here
to
we rewind back, like Now, knowing this, like, let's just say the media is dead. No one trusts it anymore. The new media is Facebook, Instagram, like that's where you're getting your news.
They're dominant. Yeah.
So now,
they're the new Fox and CNN.
So now they're just lawless. Now they're. I'm not allowed to. Oh wait, shit! After someone just watched Awesome Talk tonight and saw that I question these things, I'm not allowed to talk anymore about it.
Right.
It's banned.
That's scary.
And
Yeah,
if I post something, the algorithm will come in and no one will see it. I'm thinking all my friends are seeing it, not one soul has seen it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So that's wrong.
It's weird.
It's weird.
You better buy that Catcher in the Rye. That's some Mel Gibson conspiracy
Censorship
theory
does
shit.
something to people. Censorship and
these people don't even know what's happening.
implied censorship, like the fact that somebody's going to watch you, put you on a list if you look up something, it also stunts your intellectual progress. You won't search for certain things because you're scared that certain people are watching. You won't type certain words because it might put you on a fucking list, right?
I think something bigger than that too. Like
certain
that's
things.
totally true. But I think
and obviously something should put you on a list.
Yeah.
If you're like looking up, 3-year-old fucking, like you should be put on a fucking
You
list.
just got put on a list.
you definitely just Alexa just heard you.
But the point is, I don't know how to redraw the map now. Like we're in a whole new frontier.
And no. I don't like.
It's gonna get
I
exciting.
think it has to be
legislation right
putting
now.
people on lists should be a hell of a lot more advanced than just typing in 3 words.
Yeah,
That could
right.
be fucking.
Right.
That could have meant literally anything.
Right.
That could have been the only quote you remember from a movie.
From a
you're
movie,
trying
sure.
to
Or
find.
you could be like,
Could be anything.
what's with people that look up
Yeah,
these
you
words?
might-
And like,
There's a whole movement of actually people sending out viruses putting child pornography on like everybody's fucking computer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
sure.
exists
Just to
too.
saturate
They're already
the fucking
Just
market.
for fuck it.
so
yeah.
said the
Yeah.
one guy that's like, yeah, there's viruses.
No, I'm serious. This was a technique they did
Yeah.
back in like the 90s.
Sure.
And
Sure.
pedophiles would go out there with these fucking computers and fucking
Insane.
start putting them on
Insane,
everybody's.
dude.
And
Insane.
being like, well, everybody's got
Look at
it.
your boy, crazy Joe Biden. That one video they
Oof.
put together, I'm like, dude,
Dude,
now
I
you can make
can't-
anybody look but that shit.
Let me tell you
I
something
was
about Joe
like,
Biden
come
that
on,
worries
man.
me. The fact that Joe Biden hasn't fizzled out as a candidate yet
Dude, come on.
worries me.
I'll tell you why.
Worries me.
DNC's new
He's
Hillary
the
Clinton.
DNC's new
I'll
Hillary
tell
Clinton,
you,
dude.
no,
think
I'll tell you
anything
why.
other than
I'll
that.
tell you exactly why.
Would somebody do me a favor and I'm sorry, not to cut you off.
No,
Somebody
no.
just grab me a beer out of the
I'll tell you
cooler.
exactly why. And this isn't me.
Blue Moon.
Guinness?
I read
That's
everything
right.
under the sun. I listen to a bunch of podcasts. I honestly believe that none of the candidates can stand up to Trump, so they're just like, you know what? We're gonna lose the next one no matter what. Doesn't even matter.
get
There's
through
just
it.
this huge wave. We're gonna give up
bite
the
the-
middle of the road guy,
Yeah.
Joe Biden. He's just the
How do we
middle.
save
Nope.
ourselves?
And then what's gonna happen is when we
Fucking
realize we
save.
lose, now we can tell all the rest of the party, like, see, we gotta be more like Alexandra Cortez. We have to be
Yeah.
more like more left, go
Extreme,
more
yeah.
left, go more
That's,
extreme.
I
that's
love your
ridiculous.
optimism. I
Yeah,
love
you're-
your
Yeah,
optimism.
but your optimism is so optimistic that
Yeah.
like you're gonna like.
That's why they're just
blow
Biden
an
is just a
optimism hole in
sacrificial
the
lamb.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
He's just a sacrifice. Here, we
Thank
know
you,
we're
sir.
gonna lose. Take the middle of the road guy, so we can lean more left for the future. So we can get more people that want all their freaking education paid for.
all their rights.
yeah, all their
And they're
free
crazy.
stuff. The free stuff. I don't know.
But
That's
you know,
just it makes sense.
Can
to
I
me.
comment on that? The free stuff comment always pisses me
It's
off.
not free.
Hold on. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm also not a Republican by damn sight. But I'm not a
Bring it up,
Democrat, right? So what bothers me is Republicans. I'm sorry. They have a lot of really canned answers to things that bother me. And it was like, oh, more people with their hands out wanting shit for free. You know what pisses me off so much about that comment? I've never met a Democrat who actually thought that. Every Democrat I've ever met respectfully believes our money is being allocated incorrectly. Our military is being abused incorrectly. So it's not a matter of people wanting free shit. It's a matter of a bunch of
You're
people
giving the
paying.
Democratic
Hold on.
Party way too much credit.
No, not the party, not the
all
party,
Democrats
not the
think
party.
this. Most of
The
them will
people.
fucking vote for another
No,
war in a
the
second.
people that I meet don't actually think that way. They want the fucking money reallocated in a way that helps the people. The problem with them is that they believe the people they vote for are going to do it, and they're not going to do it. And that's what fucking pisses me off. It pisses me off that Republicans repeatedly go, more people wanting free shit, more people wanting handouts. And it's like, yo, a lot of these people
Hey.
put their fucking money into the system. They paid into this
I have
system.
very-
They don't think it's free. They know it's not free.
You know what the solution is to all
What's the
this?
solution? Tell me.
Stop selling it that you need a college education. Start curing the shit so that you don't have to fund the treatments. I really honestly think the truth is that simple. You won't need to fund anything if you actually
just
cure
make it-
people.
If you make it, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
you won't
Right.
need the
It's
money
too
for
much
your
of a
college
money train.
education if
Everything
you.
is a money train.
Right,
Might
you-
just get rid of bipartisan.
Everything.
Or that
you
too,
You can't
yeah.
stop the train.
But it's
When
like
your
just-
family
just
is
cut it
Johnson
back.
and John DuPont, Rockefeller.
Can't
You
stop.
just can't stop the train.
Can't stop.
The other issue is we're going to stop the train with those companies employing millions of people. Johnson, just 100,000 people employed by Johnson
Right.
in New Jersey.
Right.
Right.
Imagine
Yeah.
what they'd do if they had a different job. We could be
Well,
in space already, you
Yeah,
know?
but
Well, at what point is the system too far gone? Like, everybody hates McDonald's because they feed us bad food that makes us sick.
Right.
But a ton of people work at McDonald's. So
Right,
what,
sure.
So what do we
Yeah,
tell
ton
like,
of people
everybody
still
at
go there every
McDonald's
day.
to do?
So what do you do?
You know what I mean?
What do you do? I made an
I
argument
think
once.
in theory,
Go
I agree with what
fuck
you just
yourself.
said.
Yeah.
If you're 50, but if you're
This-
50 and a pharmaceutical sales rep, you just go start another career in space patrol? Like, that's an interesting
Well, if
It's
you
a-
never,
it's a
if you
hard
never,
Now we're
question.
talking.
That question
Space Patrol,
is
answer.
basically pushed into every sort of progressive platform. Like a similar question is like, well, you know, if you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, a lot of small businesses might not be able to pay their employees. They might have to go, and it's like, yeah, but the hard
right.
answer is that means that you can't afford to open a business.
Right.
Sorry,
Right.
like if someone
Right.
can't afford a one-bedroom apartment anywhere in the country on minimum wage, then that's a
Minimum wage
fucking
is wrong.
broken
Yeah,
system.
sorry.
And I'm sorry, the business owner
Sorry.
is going to suffer
Right.
by
You're right.
making sure their employees are starving. They can't eat.
You're right.
If-
Go ahead, Stones.
If the system is that broken, I'm sorry. Like, fucking
Yeah,
break it and
100%.
fix it.
100%.
Don't try and
Break it and
fix
fix it.
a
That's what
bunch
I'm
of
saying.
people that
100%.
are barely holding on because they're barely holding on, and there's a lot of them. Like,
100%.
because so many more people are going to be in the long run so much more broken.
Yeah.
But this isn't going to get better. If the minimum wage kept up with inflation, we'd be at $33.
Yeah.
Well,
And everyone is
You're right.
arguing
You're
about
right.
that.
Everyone's arguing about 15.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stones.
The government
Louder.
The government pushed inflation back in the 70s.
It's one of the biggest
They,
forms of
they
theft
wanted
ever.
to inflate the debt away. So if you're gonna have inflation, if inflation's good for the government, then you have to raise the minimum wage with inflation. One has to go with the other. All these assholes are saying this shit. Then fucking end inflation.
Right. And to not contest any of this is like to say, okay, well, we can't do anything about it, so we'll just keep going on. We'll do our election thing.
Right.
We'll have Jay-Z and Obama high five, and we'll have Trump and Kid Rock and whatever he does down there, and we'll have these guys over here.
Kid
We'll
Rock.
just
It's
keep
always
the
Kid
money
Rock. It's
train
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock's
going,
not a bad
and
guy.
everybody arguing, and yeah, did you see that thing he did with
With
Trump
Walmart.
Pence? That was kind of
No,
cool.
I
though.
saw his food stuff, though.
They
You see
did
the
a-
Walmart
they did a
thing? They
No,
did?
but they did a thing. He did a Kid
Who,
Rock
Kid
did
Rock?
a thing with Sean Penn, where Kid Rock did the more of a stereotypical Republican angle.
Yeah, right.
And Sean Penn on the breaks. Check it out. And because
Okay.
it's really, you might be like, yo, we need
Dude,
to show this.
here's what
It's
shit to me on
pretty
Kid
cool.
Rock. Last Christmas, he called a random Walmart
Kid Rock
in
got you
Tennessee.
engaged. Yeah.
Kid
Oh,
Rock.
did he pay off all the layaways or something like
He
that?
Oh, right,
paid
yeah.
off like $60,000
Yeah.
worth of layaway for Christmas for everybody who had layaway there. And you see people there getting
It turns
Christmas
out he
presents
just
for
had
their kids,
50,000
and they're
worth
like,
of layaway at that Walmart.
It was his.
and you see
He
people
was buying his own
you see people at
Gotta pay
Walmart
these fishing
in
poles off
tears
somehow.
because they could buy their fucking kids something. And it didn't matter what gender,
Yeah,
what
that's great.
race they were.
Well,
whatever.
that was
he
trying to be
basically
pro
called
or
up and he was
con
like,
Kid
"Here's
Rock.
my credit card number."
Insane. He
He's
was
like,
like,
"Just
"What's
pay
the
for everything."
That's
And,
awesome.
and I was
Sorry
like,
about
"Dude,
that.
that's kind of awesome."
Yeah, I
No,
guys,
I-
you
how do
gotta
you,
roll
like,
with
I
it.
think
know
it'd be
that they
really
would
cool if
actually
he
do
like
it, though?
wrote
Huh?
songs that
How do
were
you know
cool.
that they would actually do it? Like, were you gonna go there and did he go there and make sure that they did it, or did he just?
There,
oh, yeah,
there was so
thanks.
much cell phone.
Him and the girl, the
footage.
lady with the wine,
But-
and the thing in the parking lot got together.
Think
It was
of
that
how many
same Walmart.
people like didn't hear about Kid Rock and they were like, I can't afford my layaway. I guess I just won't get it.
It was
get the
really
call.
nice that he did
Probably.
that. But unfortunately, after he did that, he did paint the sheriff's wife
Yeah.
white. So it didn't matter. All that nice stuff that he did.
I miss Joe C.
Well, this whole thing, though, it was a Kid Rock, Sean Penn. Kid Rock's playing the stereotypical Republican. Sean Penn's playing the ultra-liberal.
Sure.
And they do this back and forth, and then by the end, they meet in the middle, and it gets their point across.
All
But,
right,
The
all
whole
right.
Back
time,
to the whole keeping that money train going, it's just unfortunate. Like, you got to upset the cart at some point,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
then people, what do they say without, what's the quote? You know, blood, the tree of liberty is...
Oh, you got to shed a blood every now and again to keep it alive or something. I know what you're trying
Word,
to say. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Basically,
We're
saying
failing
some people
history class.
people got to die to maintain
The point
liberty.
is not...
You gotta, yeah. We're
You know, forgotten.
fascinating time.
Mike Joe, it's a great topic, guys. Sensei Damien is in the chat, man. What's up, buddy? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the whole time you were saying Sean Penn, for whatever reason I thought you meant Sean Combs, and that's and I was just like, what a weird. I mean, like a good
because
combo, I guess. But,
what did he do? I mean, what the fuck?
Diddy did everything.
Diddy did everything.
Diddy did it.
Listen,
he definitely
guys,
did it.
I know you're not going to believe this, but we've been going for almost an hour already. That's how fast that shit fucking went, man.
Wow.
It is time for us to cut the break. Now, Stones, there are 3 steps. You got to turn the knob,
You have to pay attention.
click, unclick,
Oh,
and
no.
get
Do it,
run
Give
to
it up,
the
give it up.
shit there.
Getting up.
You're the best.
You're doing it.
Did you do it? Oh, you're waiting for me to do it? All right, everybody talk silently as if we're waiting for the content.
Okay, doing anybody's.
No, you're not being silent. Don't whisper. Just mouth.
Oh.
I'm going outside.
Alright, this one's for Lil Omega. He loves this song. He couldn't be here. I'm gonna fuck this one up for sure, though. This is a new one. This is how we do it. Yeah, I got this. I'm the Harvey Dent of Trenton. Hit me, but you barely put a dent in. I send you to the dentist. My heart breaks, I mend it. Trenton makes the world's pretending. East Coast realism. Send my New Brunswick friends in. You get high, I've ascended. Give me a bond, I bend it. Give me a rule, I break it. The cycle's never ending. I rap tremendous. I rap condescending. I don't believe in the system, but I am the defendant. I want no detention. I get mad attention. An honorable mention. The point of mad contention. Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Heroes for the rentin'. Feeling friendless. High stakes. Fuck a friendship. DKFG, relentless and endless. Stand up against the tempest. My temper, I'm senseless. Nobody's on the guest list. I get shit, you're bested. I use no Smith & Wesson. Used to go to confession. Now I push it down like it was indigestion. The Catholic Church is evil, protecting priests molesting. I take no suggestions. I take indiscretions to the face and eat them.
Shit out raps from digestion.
My style's impressive. Your style's depressing. I always say fuck off, but this time I meant it. Trenton, I'm a resident. Chambersburg, I'm president. Fuck what you believe in and everything you represent. I am now exempt. You ask for strife, it's what you get. My evidence is heaven sent, but hell is where I'm headed next. Sisyphus, 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 666, Sisyphus, 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 Sisyphus. I did better than I thought I would do on that one, so that's a win, that's a win. Awesome talk. DKFG. Thank you guys for having me.
Ready when you're ready.
Big up to Awesome Talk, though, huh?
Ready when you're ready.
I'm ready when I'm ready.
Whenever you want to drop that. Yeah. Like, whenever you want it, you might get it. Don't swan it, you're the next. It's the epic, don't sweat it. Don't forget the kinetic energy flexing. Check how we do it in Belmar from Trenton. I took 95 to the east, the direction. Not to mention everything was flexing. The rain started falling, the beat started calling, and Rob said, you better do that shit that making people just bob head and rock with it, non-stop dropping. Everything is cool, yeah. Don't you assume an assumption, cause I'll have to switch the function in your face. Come to a mason and leave the whole trail blazing.
amazing. Everything is cool. We had a discussion about the nation and all the fucking type of shit that's mad and crazed in the installation and the flayed education and the financial institution, the shit they're producing and the way that they're moving. Keep it cool when I'm cruising. Yeah, my man Matt Rockasset is producing the whole ill material. Yeah, in the morning with the cereal, I bring it back together with material you never heard of. I bring it from the outer galaxies, off of Monogam, yeah. Make a little salary, but it's never enough because the stuff costs too much in this life we live. So what's up? Yeah, straight off the noggin, off the top. That's how we do it when my man Rob, when we rock. So yo, I'm about to give a little flex as he takes a little breath and go on to the next. And like back to the dirt, I return, let it burn again. Turn clock back to the boom bap and make them learn. That's how we burn when we rock it in the set. Live and kinetic with edge energy, we flex so they have something to spit with it. We'll spit shit till they split and they spit liquid. Form-fitted, lyrical, clothed beats and artistry, not just an addition. It's a part of me. Rock to the rhythm I'm living, I put my heart in it. I'm just a sub in the game, I didn't start in it, but I'ma make a run now. Some way and somehow. 5 consonants, 1 vowel, spin the wheel. I'm so tired of spinning wheels. I don't like division, but I'ma say how I feel. Truth over fiction, regardless of truth's friction. The gaps need bridging like when there's a tooth missing. Who few will listen to such as I backslidden in these days when more and more less of a F's given. Text written, sorted, distorted, a small fortune worth none to some, to others a small fortune. This is a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome talk season just starting to get warmed up. Yup, like this. It's a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome talk is just starting to get warmed up. Yup. Peace. Respect. Thanks, y'all.
Hey.
Peace, Rick. Thank you, man.
God, you guys
Rob,
put out
man.
a fucking album.
It's mad fun, yeah.
The night grows dark, it gets cold again. Sometimes I wonder where you've been. And even though I've heard all the reasons why, you'll always be that star in my sky. If these walls could talk, they try to forget the time they've spent hearing me lament. 'Cause the pain I feel just can't be pushed aside. 'Cause you'll always be that star in my sky. Well, everyone I know says you did me wrong. Well, I never thought I'd have song. 'Cause we promised our love until the day we die. So you'll always be that star in my sky. But I'll stand alone, I'll look up above. I can only imagine what you're dreaming of. What did you really mean when you said we could try? Was that your gentle way to pass me by? 'Cause it feels just like a dream flowing through my mind. The spaces in between, connected by a line. When I look for you, it seems like I was never left behind. 'Cause in the corner of my eye, you'll always be that star in my sky.
Strong finish.
Thanks.
Damn.
Awesome talk.
Thank you so much, Steve.
7, episode 11.
Season 11, episode 7.
Season 11, episode 7.
It's 7-11.
Thank you all. It's been a blast. Yeah. You want me to play a little something?
The guy with 2 first names.
So this is the first track on the new album. It's called Forgetting the Differences. Oh, where do we begin? Not speaking a word. The rain dances in our heads. I never understood the storm, but neither did she. It's not about you and me. What we learn together could break apart the sea. But our words sink to the bottom. The water rises to the top. Maybe we'll hear them tomorrow, if the storm will ever stop. So I am forgetting the differences we've had. Forgetting the differences we've had. Forgetting the differences we've had. Forgetting all of the differences we've had. The end of days is pleasure. My
That was
pleasure.
awesome. That was awesome, dude. That was really awesome.
So, dude, thank you so much.
Oh man, thanks for having me. It was great to be here.
Hey, this is Rick from Awesome Talk. Why not go grab yourself a beer, because we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, thank you, Ray Ray Beats.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks, man.
There we go. You ready? You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Drugs in the dragoons, the daisies and the daffodils are blooming. Everything is blue, less human, more spiritual like a fear of riding bikes. My girlfriend left me, and that ain't right. Grip tight upon the microphone, it makes me feel less alone. And when I hold it to my chest, it works like a stethoscope. Yeah, I'm getting drunk because I'm upset. Blame it on the passing waves of natural disasters, everlasting days. I say swears, not prayers, cause the one I love is simply not there, and I care. Cascades of landscape, change, handshake at the thought of caught up drowning in a lake. I'm a concrete brick, I'm high stakes with the lilacs and snakes. If they really cared about you, they would love you when you made mistakes. Face to face with amazing grace, laced in razor blades. Baby blood is in my mouth, you can have a taste, one kiss. Then I vanish like a drunken wish. Bandages don't heal the damage, they only cover it, one kiss. Then I'm under the abyss, I care a lot, but I act like I don't give a fucking shit. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. Once I'm off the floor, touch the ceiling. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Cold world spiral out of control. Contrast is stark. From a bath of light to a cavern dark. Battle-star vernacular Tabitha's out of character. Acting all promiscuous and shitting on commitments. Truth is in the chitlins. Rubik's Cube of women. Super glue the truth onto a buoy, send it swimming. Lend me a hand, my man. I need a ship of friends. We could drink beers from here to where the river bends. Sick of trends. On a mission to relive again. And when I die, I'll bridge the gap between our middlemen. Get offended, make amends, bathe naked in a lake, bake a cake that says fuck your birthday, stay up late, play the games until your pay is taken. At least the booze is cheap and all this food to eat, and she's still rude to me, but I'm accustomed to it. I'm not a number, I'm a name with some trust issues. What's this fuse? Touching it, combust, misuse of the gift that I was given on that short bus. And when the Porsche comes to get me, I'll be chilling with my bling on, performing all my sing songs. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. Once I'm off the floor, I'll touch the ceiling. Hide abbreviations in the script, lie to people chasing dreams. Tell them you could be the same as me. Breaking free is easy, breaking back in is more appealing. And that's exactly how I'm feeling, y'all.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Right, dude.
You could just hit pause on that now.
That was fucking awesome. One more time.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for giving me the platform.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, man. That was fucking
dope.
brilliant, dude. Thank you so much, man.
I should start over. Here we go. I will never make anything beautiful. I will never be a part of anything beautiful. I will never be beautiful. I'm feeling inadequate, acting like my dad a bit. Got a lot of bad habits like all this world's inhabitants. I think I'm in love again. Push comes to shove again. The kid gloves are off and then I'm tired of my fucking friends. I'm trying so hard to act nonchalantly, airing out my dirty laundry, acting like Mahatma Gandhi in the moral quandary. I take the challenge fondly, no matter how shallow the pond be, how proud will my moms be. It's the 13th mile stretch, and it's Trent and Sponzy. Between beauty and death, the dream absolutely made flesh. She seems to pollute me at best. I fiend for the good that I left, waiting for someone to shoot me to death. Could I really be this dumb? I got her blood on me. Is it enough to make her come? I got her love on me. How long before this fantasy goes numb?
I'm still ugly.
The reality is I should run. This is actually funny. I will never make something beautiful. I will never be a part of something beautiful. I will never be. It's Dr. Horrible. My obituary article says I smash atomic particles. Bitches suck on me like particles. The genuine article to get his rap charter full. A smarter dude to get a lawnmower starter pulled. You'd be hard pressed to find a harder dude. Plus I got a lot more heart than a lot of you. Yeah, a sincere lust. Get your girl's rear and bust. Fuck the fucking upper crust. But what he spits is butter trust. All you fucking motherfucks gotta always wonder what's making a guy like him tick. What's his wanderlust? Like, hold up, I gotta take the bus. A rhyme maker plus someone who keeps taking drugs, saying nothing to the fuzz, hanging out with my thugs, trying to be what I was. I couldn't even be what I was. I couldn't even be what I was. I need a couple hugs before I go nuts. Happy New Year's in a facade we trust. I couldn't even be what I was. I will never make anything beautiful. I will never be a part of anything beautiful. I will never be beautiful. I will never make anything beautiful. I will never be a part of anything beautiful. I will never be beautiful. I told you I'm gonna fuck that up. That's my favorite line too.
Raven strike. Hey, that's it. I know you were Raven.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Bandcamp.com, baby. Go get them. Hell yeah, dude. There's no more back pages.
Oh, and that's my homie Darnell Il Omega doing all the production on my new projects. Go for the Gustos coming out this summer.
All right. Dude.
You're listening to us. Yeah, the face.
If there could be a food item that would guarantee you'd want to fuck her, what would the item be?
Well, I mean, anything fruit related, I think.
Well, yeah, that's not exactly what I meant. I mean, like, people already wear, like, fruity perfumes and shit like that.
Oh, you know, what was it?
I mean, like...
Apple? Was it apple? Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, peach. When you smell peach, it's cat piss. They use cat urea to throw the scent. So whenever you smell a peach chick, if you're really into like the peach smell, you're actually into cat urine.
Is that what that is? That's the tell.
So peach then is your answer.
Yeah, peach is his answer then. No wonder he had his nose in the litter box when I got to the bathroom before. So you're asking me, like, what lesser common food items smell?
Like a fucking...
Like
a 20-piece.
Right.
Or like
or a 15-piece.
Like a junior... Like a Wendy's Junior's Basic Cheeseburger.
A Western bacon cheese.
Candied apple cinnamon thing is... That might do something.
But there's already perfume that smells like those things.
Right.
I'm thinking of like meals here.
No? Yeah, you're thinking about
like baby, you smell exactly
like oh, this pussy
you
smells.
Smell exactly like a hungry man dinner.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you smell like
some Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you smell like some
scotch,
some Roy Rogers.
Scotch would be a good one. Well, you just dump scotch on them.
Yeah, just pour scotch all over the breasts.
And then they smell like scotch.
Yeah.
So.
Now they smell like scotch and KFC. I have the two smells I never thought would smell great together.
I guess that's the point, right? Like if the KFC stink isn't you rubbing KFC all over him, it's a healthier option.
Now imagine she's lactating and the bourbon is mixing with the milk, and now the KFC order's coming off, and now the milk is coagulating and you get a sort of breast cheese.
Biscuits.
Whatever, man.
You want to smell her biscuits?
No.
Nobody wants to smell her biscuits. The craziest medical practices doctors thought made sense. Now, some of these are pretty obvious. Number one is the lobotomy. I mean, scraping out the front of someone's brain
makes sense,
is probably a bad idea no matter how you cut the pie. A hot poker in the ass to combat hemorrhoids.
Well,
I gotta say
that actually would work.
I feel like that's being underrated,
right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Hot poker in the ass, though. I mean, that's got to sting for a while.
Right.
If you get infected too,
Right.
like the infection end of it
And
tends
people
to
back
be.
then are eating like skunk foot
Right.
and like shit
Shit
dirt
crow.
and like so they're shitting like
It's having
liquid.
a lot of goat butter.
They're shitting like liquid sandpaper
Goat butter.
through a burned anus. You know what that feels like?
Feathers
goat
and
butter.
claws and fucking.
Feels like somebody puts. It feels like somebody
They're
takes.
eating like
Could you
goat butter
imagine?
and porridge.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine? Could you
And
imagine,
like,
and just plants.
could you imagine passing a rat claw?
Yeah, through your recently cauterized asshole. They make you eat a bag of claws to ensure that it doesn't shut all the way.
they have like colostomy bags, but it's just burlap.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
like
Yeah, it's
tied with some twine around your
And they're like,
side.
what's that greasy spot in your leg? It's like, oh, it's just my
Can't
leaky
see.
bag.
It's my hungry man dinner.
It's my hungry man dinner done come out the side. What do you mean?
If you're into that,
And the
you're
worst
trying to
part is,
read it.
most of the time, if I read the tattoo and it's something really stupid, I'm like disappointed in the girl and I don't care about the porn. So, like,
The
she's
tattoo
too
ruins
stupid.
it for
Like,
you.
she's
That's
way
like
too
that's the cut.
fucking
That's the
Yeah,
cutoff.
what a stupid tattoo. Like,
like-
it had
it's
been
like
Shakespeare.
Like, is that a Pokemon? Like, really, girl? Are you fucking serious?
It's
I
like
can't
live,
watch
laugh,
this.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's like a Michael's piece of wood
Yeah.
that you buy. At
What is your ass on the back of a Jeep?
Actually, what's really funny right now, like not to like I'm laughing a lot and I'm feeling the pain.
Right.
You're making me remember like when I was in the hospital, like I had to tell certain people that you're not allowed to come visit me because I would be laughing. Like I feel like a handful of you would not be allowed. Sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject. I'm laughing a lot.
That's a
and I haven't-
compliment,
I guess I haven't laughed that much since
Keep the
March.
humor down, guys.
But yeah, like my fiance's father was like, "You're not allowed to come visit me." Like, I'm sorry. Like, he got offended and stuff. I was like, "You're gonna kill me."
So we're back. So anybody wants to share this to their page, we're.
I had
Oh,
two
yeah.
situations where I was friends with someone that wasn't supposed to laugh, and both times I tried so hard. One time, their lung collapsed, and we were visiting them after the surgery, and the other time, a friend of mine had his jaw wired shut, and he was eating
Are you
mashed
friends with
potatoes.
Kanye West?
Kanye West.
He was eating mashed potatoes through a straw at Boston Market, and I was making him laugh so hysterically that the mashed potatoes were like coming out the side of his cheeks.
Oh my
It was
God.
so gross.
You are
But
friends
it
with
was really
Kanye West.
hilarious.
You know what?
And then that guy
but,
went through the wire.
She's got like so many bad stories like that. She's like, this one time I was in high school and I sprinkled gasoline on my friend and threw matches
I
at
never
him.
did
I'm
that.
like, whoa, what?
I never did that.
One time I dug a hole and it was 8 feet deep and I kicked my friend in.
He's making a lot of shit up. Now.
Yeah,
Oh, we
sure.
want to hear these stories. No, this is good.
Those were made up.
Okay, so we're back to the show now. What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Hey.
So let's do a quick around the bar. I'm the host. I'm Rick.
I'm Dan. Hello.
Oh my God, Dan! I forgot the water was boiling.
I got it. No, I was keeping an eye.
Ah,
You should have said that when it was your turn to say your name. I'm Sarah. I forgot that the water was boiling.
I never been like, what water?
Yes. Go ahead.
Pat.
Angelo.
Alien.
I'm Taylor. I just had a baby. I used to be in a... No.
We know the show already.
Sarah?
That's up. Welcome. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So, the insect numbers plummet 75%, putting the world on the edge of ecological Armageddon.
It's not 75% in the study. Is it the same as the headline makes it sound like 75% of the overall numbers of insects are gone off the face of the earth?
Right.
That's not what it means.
Yeah, it's just a test, but it's a good indicator of the overall population and density.
But why does this happen every 7 or 8 years? Is it really happening? I thought we'd be dead honestly already.
Do you guys see the Black Mirror with the bees?
Look at what's
Do you guys
going
ever
on
see?
in
Do you guys watch Black Mirror?
Yeah, definitely.
We do, but we only watched one episode.
Like
from this
128
season so
degrees.
far.
Well, have you seen the? It was an older episode. It was I think it was like
Yeah,
one of
for
the
like
longest ones where they had a
extended periods
bee
of
thing.
Okay.
It was. I don't know. It was just
What
like
was the
so-
bee thing?
I don't want to.
remember.
It's hard to talk about it without giving spoilers. But
Just
it was
give
good.
give the spoilers.
I don't mind.
They had
spoilers.
bees that they controlled and they were killing people. It was good. It was a good one. I don't know.
We're pretty close to that now.
Yeah, I know.
That's that nanotechnology.
Except, look, there's no
Are
more
bees
bees.
not?
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah, that's why we gotta make them.
75% less bees.
Is the reason why they call it being bugged? Are half the bugs actually really bugs, or are they little machines made by aliens? I don't know.
Who is the mockingjay?
Is there a difference?
Is there a difference?
No, but what about all those Asian wasps that are killing everybody in the UK right now? They're like overrun with them, and it's
Really?
like one sting.
Really?
Or one sting kills you or something.
Really?
Like that.
What? Wait,
I did not know
what?
this.
Jesus.
I mean, at this
I don't
day
know.
and age,
I'm
you
like
gotta-
hearing all sorts of crazy shit lately.
People got to be able to manipulate migration of that stuff and all that.
Well, it was
Sorry,
probably
but if I
brought
was
in
part of
somehow by accident.
Any
and they
part
just
of the
went crazy.
insect population, anything with numbers, if I was a part of the gorilla population, any fucking nature population, I would do everything I can to group everyone together like the Ents did and be like, listen, we've stayed quiet long enough, but these people are fucking crazy and
Yeah,
we have
enough's
to get the
enough.
fuck up and do something about this
Yeah,
shit.
enough's enough. Sure.
It's time.
It's
It's time to kill
Yeah.
everyone.
I was
Fighting
just
back.
talking about we need like real vigilantes now because nobody's getting any consequences for any of this fucked
Right.
up shit companies are doing. Corporations are running everything. They're just screwing up the.
And you know what's
as
gonna
hard as
happen?
we try in
You know
our
what's
own
gonna
country,
happen?
like if we don't get other countries to do it too, what's the point of
Exactly.
us doing
Listen,
it?
you have the
So-
problem with
Exactly,
that
and that's
is you
what
start
you
getting
need.
Batmans and Punishers pop
Like,
up all over the fucking country,
all
and
this
immediately,
poaching, all this other shit.
but immediately the majority of people will be against them, because the majority of people are against anything
That's
that's
why
good
it
for
needs to
them.
be a vigilante.
Look,
People are actually against policies that benefit them.
Like a group. It needs to be like lots
it's really
of
weird
people
when
that
that
do
happens.
this. Like
Well,
it just
yeah.
needs,
Yeah.
like shit needs to go
the
down.
government's,
Right,
you know,
go ahead.
people become on a pedestal. We put people on pedestal, like we haven't learned that just
Yeah.
because it looks good, it sounds good, that oh, that's my homie, that's my man. That's how people talk about these
People love slogans.
politicians and
I
stuff.
feel
Like,
Everybody's
know
too
that,
comfortable
dude.
with the
He
way
might
shit
be-
is.
I feel like Democrats and Republicans are almost like Yankees and Red Sox fans. You just pick your team and you run your team, whether
Yep.
they're good, bad.
Right.
You can explain to your blue in the
100%.
face why the rotation's
It's
all
one or
messed
the
up.
other.
They don't have a closer. The healthcare plan's not going to work. And they're like, I don't care. That's still my squad. I'm
Yeah.
not taking this hat off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like, you know what, man.
Be
But
nice.
here's the thing, man. The one thing I learned in my life when it came to politics or policy or any of that shit is that, okay, so you believe that somebody's going to do something, great, but then you have to be realistic after the fact. Like that's the best thing.
Yeah.
I voted for Obama once because during the first time I said, oof. There is some really weirdly Bush policy things going on here that people seem to be 100% utterly ignoring that I'm not
Because of-
ignoring
yeah.
that bother me, so I'm not going to vote for the guy again. That doesn't mean I went Republican either. It just means that, like, people don't want to be honest about that. It's almost like it's a game. I'd rather win. Like a sports team. I'd rather fucking win than
But we're losing.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing, I feel like nobody admits they're wrong, right? Like some
That's a big
percent of people that
problem,
voted
yeah.
for Trump are probably not happy right now. I would assume. Just
Sure.
for whatever
There's a lot of
reason.
them.
Yeah, but nobody writes on
Talk to
Facebook.
people all the
Right,
time.
you're
But a
wrong.
lot of people,
Rare.
that's weird because I don't know anyone that admits like I messed up. I wouldn't have voted that way.
rare.
I think
I
they're
know,
like,
I know,
It's kinda
at
cool if
least
you do
I
know
know
that.
at least a handful. Like
Okay.
yeah, I could
Yeah.
count them on probably maybe
It
two
depends
hands.
on
but
why
that's
they
it.
voted for him. If they voted for him because they thought they were gonna make more money on their
They were
farms
Nazis.
and stuff like that. Like those people are like, I don't know why I voted for him. But if it's like evangelicals or flat out racists,
Right.
they're still
They're
happy they voted for
they're
him.
psyched.
Right.
I think, like
You know,
Sarah
he's trying to
said.
appeal
there's a
to
lot of
the
cra-
evangelical crowd, and he is winning. They think he's like a messiah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Right.
He like
Which is-
pumps them up, yeah. Like I think, like Sarah said before, like you're putting the kids in cages. The situation and the way he handles it, like I think that if you are just like a good human being, like it doesn't matter what fucking side you're on. Like just be a good person. And
Well,
like,
that's the thing. See, that's where it comes to that middle ground. And, you know, right now everybody looks to D.C. We look to D.C. and D.C. has become this thing, which isn't even a state. You know, it's a state in and of itself.
Yeah.
Under its own jurisdiction. And it keeps us, again, on the one side or the other. And people are less self-sufficient in so many ways and dependent on what the what the government can do, and what watching our screens and watching our entertainment and watching the politics, and just continuing to feed the beast, if you will,
Yeah.
and just prop up this bullshit.
Sure.
People got to start looking at Marvel because DC is kind of whack. Hot fire take on that. I thought you were going for a second. Did you bring the Justice League in there?
big Ant-Man fan here.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like we exist on this planet not knowing truth.
Not knowing what's really going on ever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ever.
It's so crazy. Like
It doesn't
That's
mean
why
you
we're
can't make
comedians,
it. You make
and-
life your own. Again, that's what I
right,
mean.
exactly. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes.
But like
Get
you know,
out
like,
of the bubble.
You
and,
just
like,
we
make
just
your
were born
own.
and we're here and this nothing makes sense and you're just like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
And like you're
But
gonna
people-
die
and
with
then
that same.
people, you know what happens the minute you're born? People go, this happened and this happened and this
Right,
happened.
yeah.
And you go, okay, all right.
To me, it seems like the only thing that does make sense though in your life or in like being a human being is to be cool to other people, right? Like it feels good to be good
But
to
here's the
someone
problem.
else. Like
here's the problem. I agree with you
Right?
100%. But the problem is that there's something I realized recently, and
A
this
lot of
feeds
people are
right into.
fucking
There was
cunts.
something I wanted to bring
Sorry.
up, and this fed right
But,
into
like-
it. Right? If you watch like something like V for Vendetta, right? The thing about that movie that gets you is you go, man, if somebody with the truth just had access to get the truth out there, people would band together
No, they
and
wouldn't.
fix
They'd be
this.
like, "Okay,
And
that's
I've learned with the internet becoming what it is, that you could be a cool person, do
People
cool
shit
shit,
all over
get
you.
cool people, right? And people, and there's a whole other
care.
side to it
Right, yeah.
that thinks you're the fucking devil for doing what's right, dude.
I know.
Yeah, there was
How,
a
how do you,
study
how do you
done-
beat this?
Somebody looked
Weird.
into it.
You
And there's
don't.
like
You-
60% evangelistic candidates at any given
That's
point in time.
horrific.
Like
yeah, you
across
want to know
the
what's
board,
worse?
local,
Look at the
everything.
entire administration right now and count how many of them are evangelicals.
Right.
People talk about like Sharia law and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all this shit, and
But
it's like,
they're
dude,
It's the same
Right.
shit.
They are
look at what the fuck
misapplying.
we had.
We're
a
going
fucking
through that with
dude,
evangelists.
this is like the 20th time I've talked about this. We had a fucking coup when Trump took over by the fucking evangelicals, and no one even noticed.
It's just
like
happening.
no
Yeah.
one noticed. Like
Well,
it's like 90%
if they were Muslim, they
of
would've
the
fucking
entire
noticed.
Administration, dude. Do you know how if 90% of the administration, if even
That's 60
if
actually.
even 20%, if even 15% was Muslim, people would be
Lose their shit.
fucking
Lose their shit.
shitting.
100%.
There's actually there's like 1% Muslim, and
Yeah,
people are
yeah,
already
and people
shitting.
already losing
Yeah,
their
they're
shit.
already
Yeah.
been like, there's one person in there that's
It's
like
a
Muslim.
hostile takeover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sharia law.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I hear all day.
I mean,
Sharia
what-
law.
Sharia
It's
law
like,
is a little bit
shut up.
scary. I don't think evangelicals have anything where they say that you can kill someone that doesn't
Oh,
become an
totally.
Religion
evangelical.
shouldn't be involved in government.
Well, that's
Period.
the whole point, but that's what Sharia law doesn't understand.
It
So
shouldn't
they
be any,
will vote Sharia law
maybe
in.
this, maybe
Hold
that.
on.
No,
Well,
just
what I
nothing.
always do is I was
Nothing.
confused since
Exactly, but
2015.
fuck Sharia law.
Oh,
Yeah,
if
well,
even-
the problem is when in
religious-
Wisconsin
Hold on,
and Minnesota,
yeah,
you
we're
are
twisted.
having
Hold on, one at a time.
legislation being passed where Sharia law is allowed, and that's the scary part because they're not listening to the no religion in politics.
Right.
And half
Because
these motherfuckers who get offended by me saying that ain't even Muslim, so whatever.
Right, exactly, it's
Fuck
crazy.
Sharia law.
Well,
You
what I was-
fucking
what I was- when you
keep
said-
your
to
wife
your
in the
point-
back of the car and do this.
Sure.
And fuck, don't get me
Are you
started.
married?
No.
You would think differently. I'm totally. I know she's watching home. I'm totally.
He is a comedian.
Totally playing. To your point about the evangelicals taking over a huge portion of legislative positions, right? I was confused in the beginning of how Christian people could support Trump because he was on the cover of Playboy, he's had 3 wives, he owned a strip club, Scores was in the Taj Mahal for 20
He
years.
grabs
We've all
people
been
by
there.
the puss.
And
By the
everybody's
puss.
super proud about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if you look at what he did was the spotlight went on him instead of all these other positions that got taken over. And we didn't talk about what you said, the 60% or whatever. We talked about Trump being orange and having fake hair and Melania's overcoat.
And
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
We took our attention
People
off the
focused
real
on the
thing.
wrong
Well, this
thing.
is what I find so interesting about this group of people because they alleged to be so devout. And I made this
They're
comparison
full of
in a
shit, too.
post I made
Word.
on Facebook recently about worshiping the golden calf, because that's what Trump really is. He clearly doesn't stand for anything that they would propose their religion stands for, but he claims to care about abortion, and he claims to care about
Because it wins votes.
I got people in my family who
that's
will be
the point.
offended.
He's
by
a
that.
businessman.
So now there's
He's
a
making business
situation.
decisions.
So now we have a situation where people that claim to believe all these moral, socially moral things, selling their soul because someone who doesn't believe this shit is in a public position to say it enough for the votes. Now you're selling your fucking soul to this guy just because he bought it, you bought into it. Like you don't they don't fucking believe that he.
Yeah.
Like in his heart, like thinks
mean?
like an aborted fetus is a soul. They don't.
He doesn't think
just,
like that.
No.
It's lip service.
He has no God. He
And,
has no fucking
and the point is, so my question is, aren't you going to fucking hell for that way more than that fucking guy
Right.
for what the fuck
But
he does? Like,
Does
if your God
evangelicalism,
is
let's
real?
say, do they have a Sharia law type thing that
They
could be
want
enacted?
a bomb in the Middle East to have
Right.
the second coming of Jesus. That's where they get away with killing people. It's just
But
like
do they
everybody-
have things that they can be like, we can vote on this and
That's
now
why
we
we
have
give
it, like
Israel
free law?
$8 billion a year to keep the fucking lights
Right,
on over
there's
there.
no even
That's all it is.
Even like research or study or like they're misapplying their own teachings because like you know
Well, yeah,
I've
of
looked
course.
at I've never
always
heard
good.
Jesus talk about America and what we're doing in this part of the country when this is going to be on. If anything, it's render to Caesar what Caesar's, give to God what's God's, do unto others as you would have done unto you, and so forth. So like, where are we from that? Where are we? Where it's like.
Yeah, I said that before. Like, why can't we just know?
Whether you're atheist,
like,
agnostic, Christian, or like what? Yeah, it's not what they're doing. Is not anything I can recognize from what I've studied. But
we're all we're animals, man.
Bunch of monkeys wearing clothes. That's what we
But
are.
we're being guided by louder monkeys, like a monkey family.
It's
Louder,
really
richer monkeys.
scary that there are people that want their position to matter so much they're willing to let someone that doesn't even remotely stand for it at all be the flagship. Just to sell just to push your idea forward. It's the same as what he was saying about, you just want your team to win. It doesn't even matter sometimes if the fucking, think of the people that have, stood up for the Pope, despite the fact that it was found that the Vatican spent millions to hide pedophiles.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dude, there
It's
were
crazy.
parents who made their kids go to the priest and apologize. Think of
What?
the fucking
Oh my
mental
God.
disability.
Holy shit. I
But for
didn't hear
mental
that one.
illness.
I didn't hear that.
I think there's a human nature component. I don't think the people in this room, but certain parts of our society have to believe in something so bad.
Yeah, you're right.
That even when it's proven it's nonsense,
That's
they
the
can't
cognitive
get over it,
dissonance,
right?
yeah.
It's like, for example, when you're 6 years old, you believe in Santa Claus. At 7, you find out it's mom and dad, right?
Whoa,
There's people that-
whoa. What?
Hold on.
What?
I lost the room.
Excuse
I
me?
lost Taylor.
If my mom was here, she would have knocked you off that chair. She would have been like, "What'd you say?"
I fucking hope your mom is not still watching.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Right?
Me too.
Jesus. Read the room. Go ahead.
But it's almost like there's people that won't believe there's no Santa Claus. They're like 13, like, nah, there's still Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Like they're not. They will ignore every proof that there's no Santa Claus because they need to
want
believe in
them
Santa
presents,
Claus.
Yeah, they also
baby.
believe professional
Right,
wrestling.
even when it gets to
Yeah.
nationalism, patriotism. Patriotism is it's not what they try to sell it as. That's
It's
what
a
they use to
weird,
exploit.
yeah, it's exploitation.
Yeah.
dude. But, like the more
A real
exploitative
patriot
you
is
are
something
with that, the more American you are.
Any situation
Not to
that
say
is
I'm not
set
thankful
up
to where
be
we live.
Sure.
too symbolic to be
real.
criticized are the places where they're fucking you the most. Like, it's the military is too symbolic to say, that thing's fucked up. The cops are too symbolic to say, dude, that cop fucking shot someone. What the fuck?
Right.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't question
have a
if
tough
that
job
fucking
and they're
religious
protecting
group
all
is
of
doing
us.
something clearly
Yeah,
illegal and
question
fucked up.
authority.
Because
To
you
that,
have to
but-
respect
right.
that. Any institution that's too symbolic to be criticized without someone sneering at you for doing it is where you should be looking.
Yeah.
As George Carlin said, I leave symbols to the symbol-minded.
Tell it.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Their downfall.
I was going to say, now, this is going to be kind of like a We Are the World sounding thing. I'm really more cynical on this. But to what Taylor said about 10 minutes ago, of like, at the bottom line, be cool to people, be a good person. Don't you guys kind of think that the answer to beating the system that we've been railing against for the last 20 minutes since the break is what you're doing right here, right? Where the media sucks, mainstream music sucks, TV's bad now, everything the media and the government struggling for is horrible, right? So what you did is you got a modem, and however you do the show, cameras everywhere, and you put you and your friends and your scene so people can watch it and give everybody here a microphone, right? When I do on Mondays at Brighton Bar, when I give the weird outcast kids in Long Branch a mic and let them talk for 5 minutes, or Taylor does his
Shameless
podcast,
plug,
or all you guys do your punk bands or your DJ, whatever it is, isn't that really, at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, whatever happens policy-wise and corporate-wise, we still did this show. We still did. You still DJ whatever band.
What he does is
your show.
probably more effective than
Brighton Bar Mondays.
What we were talking, if you're shadow banned or if you're blocked from the platforms, like you probably have a further reach with doing it live
but
in
your
person.
band probably does too, right? We have this thing
They're
where
live
like,
doing it live.
But I'm just saying, like, for all we know, Mark Zuckerberg could
be shut
really
down.
hate Awesome Talk so much,
Yeah.
and he's saying that we have listeners and followers right now, but like we're not even live right now. We're like, we're just
Damien,
you know?
But it's like scenes like this are the biggest way to make your life better than all the nonsense you
Dude,
say.
just Joe Rogan's podcast alone,
yeah.
for example, he has more ratings than all the news combined.
Yeah, it's like 50 million downloads a year or something. It's ridiculous numbers.
So yeah, you're absolutely right.
So we learn how to divorce the system or divorce it in ways that are still, reasonable.
There's two realities, dude. We all live in two realities, dude. We live in the reality every day where you go to work, you dress a certain way, you go to the supermarket, you run into somebody you haven't seen in a long time, you have a fake conversation where you pretend to give a shit about what's going on. You go and say, hey, the PTA bullshit.
What are you getting food?
Right? And then and then you have the reality where you sit down with people you really know, you say real shit, and you talk real fucking shit, right? And then you have people who are even close to you talk even realer fucking shit to those fucking people, right? And you have people you go around and you get fucked up with and you say some real shit. So like, yeah,
honey, I saw Bill at ShopRite today. He was buying food.
You should have seen this.
What the fuck?
They eat.
Just so you know.
2% milk. I don't know if that's the best option.
You could be drinking
he could have just got 1%.
Small talk is the worst, and then you're like,
Oh
all
my
right, see you
God,
later,
don't get
and then
me
you both
started.
get in line at the same time, and then you're just
I
like, oh,
genuinely
okay, now
love
we're still
people,
doing
Yes.
this. All right,
Hey,
great.
Jesus, this is a pretty long line, huh?
Hey.
You
So-
figure they'd hire more people to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I know, right?
I feel like I think pre-social media, small talk probably had a place. Like you really didn't see a person for like a year, like what you've been up to. But now it's like, how's the new Honda working?
I know
out,
everything
right?
about
Can
your
I
life.
tell you something fucked up?
Yeah.
I can't remember my interactions before the internet clearly.
Okay.
It's like it's static. Like there's fuzz over it. Like I don't remember what it was.
That might just
like.
be-
What the fucking fuck did we do?
Right.
That might just be your age. I mean, it might just be like
we
memory.
woke up in the
like,
morning,
I
we
don't
rode
know.
our
Memory.
bikes.
Remember?
Well, like they used to
We
say
rode our
in
bikes,
the
we
past,
built a
that
treehouse, we were skateboarding
And I
in
know
the
we
city.
did that. I know it.
if you want to remember
Like
something, you
social
got to write
media.
it down. So if you're writing everything down through text, you're going to
Yeah.
remember.
I feel like the reason you remember social media more is because you can always go and check
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Now it's
Now I
like
gotta write my dumbass
like your
memory.
actual memory is
And it
fading.
doesn't
We're
work.
getting older. Like
Yeah.
it is fading.
We're
like
all
We
really,
are
really
really
we're all
old.
fucking old.
We're old.
It's going to end soon for all of us.
We got to miss out on the horns.
Wow.
CD.
Aging is not fun. So far from
Whatever.
You know what I wondered about that is like that many people hold the phone up to their head.
What were they?
Oh, you're talking about the horn.
I mean, I don't know how long
they
you guys
claim
have
that
been around.
humans are evolving now because of the cell phones.
It's
They're
like a
growing
cartilage.
horns down like the back
Which
of their
is
skull.
fucking sick.
Who the fuck holds the phone up to their ear that
That's
much?
what
I
I
don't know,
wondered.
but I
That was
want.
like a
It's
fake
being
article,
hunched
though.
over. It's being.
But that's
Is it
what I'm-
fake?
I thought so.
I don't know.
Well,
Some
Alex
people are
Jones.
touting it like it's. Is it Alex
Alex
Jones?
was on the Daily Show.
I want to do it as much as I can because I want to get
Yeah.
that horn.
I
before
want to
it's
have,
over.
right?
the biggest,
I
best horn
want
of
some
anybody
kind
out
of
there.
extra
Now,
appendage.
it's going to be the new thing that people are going to get horn injections.
I want the best
Yeah,
horn.
I want to be early on that horn.
I want a dope ass golden horn.
It's gonna be
I want
the best.
premature.
We're in the hybrid age, man. You hear these weird stories.
Sure.
You ever watch like some of this stuff about I mean, you have Behold the Pale Horse. You have these things you can nowadays. People make fun.
I own
You watched
Behold
it on
the Pale
YouTube. Well, have you watched it? Because there's a whole lot of shit that's the fact that it's YouTube does not mean it's somebody recorded it with a camera.
It's sort of discrediting now.
Yeah. Whether you want to believe it or not is up to you. You do the research. I like to go down the rabbit holes, and some are more. I like to believe I'm a reasonable person.
It was not a fake story. Sorry.
But okay.
All right. Thank you.
But yeah, stuff like that, and the Manio Project, Montauk.
Yeah.
Awesome
That
stuff.
very awesome.
Montauk, more like awesome talk. Am I right?
You slid right in like you won that shit, dude. Like
that was good. I like that. But yeah, that shit's very interesting. Where seemingly reputable people talk about these experiments. And
yeah, man.
This MK Ultra shit and hypnosis. Because we know he could be hypnotized. People go and get hypnotized.
Think about it this way, man.
Apparently they act like a chicken and don't
If you have an
remember.
opinion on anything, you're hypnotized by something.
If you're the CIA or the FBI, right, and you learn about what acid does, you're gonna fucking experiment with acid,
That's
right?
all I'm
Like, is
saying.
it that unbelievable?
I don't
like,
know. Are you? Because that's crazy
Well,
talk.
yeah, that's
they all want to give us unicorns and bubblegum.
That's the thing about
They
it
would
that
never
like
hurt
is
us.
really so simple is that when people
Oh.
say like talk about CIA doing like experiments with hypnosis and things like that, and it sounds like, oh man, that's so crazy, and it's like, why? The CIA is an agency that would be very interested in knowing it much more than the general public in anything that would manipulate the mind in any way, just as a basic need to understand it, not even to utilize it in any way, but like it would be in their best interest to understand it, especially if someone else knows
LSD.
about it and might know about it more than they do, and they don't
that.
want that. Like, it doesn't have to be to a level
Can I
of
just-
like they're gonna start an army of hypnotists that are gonna like have swirlies things.
But
and,
they
like,
would if
hold
they
up
could.
to your
They
fucking
would if
head
they
and
could.
drop like flies.
Yeah.
Like,
Damien's in the chat. He says, when I say the term Sensei Damien, when I say the term hang up the phone, my younger students have no idea what the term means or how it originated.
Oh wow! There you go.
Ooh, that's
See?
a weird one.
It's just end the call now?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Turn off your phone.
Like, maybe they don't even
Get off
say.
your phone.
I don't know. I just stopped. We were talking, and I just wasn't talking no more.
You know what's wild though, Rick? We're not the only generation. Like even our parents' generation,
The boob tube
with
generation.
the whole, we've seen in the last 150 years. So I mean, probably the largest technological advance, arguably, in the history of mankind.
Of course, yeah.
And
The
it's
cell
just-
phone is like, I mean, it's enormous.
Yeah, I mean, we
It's
went from
insane.
It's incredible.
vinyl to
Your eyes were
CDs to
still in the dark
MP3s to.
ages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, DJing now. I started with the turntables, right? And I'm looking to go back to be able to do the vinyl set.
Now it's just
and then the
holograms.
Serato right, I'm playing on holograms right now, which is wild.
You're close, right?
Well, I try to bring as much as I try not
5
to
years.
I try to be less of a push button DJ. Still, I try
Sure.
to use my hands as much as possible.
He's a
because that's
great
how I
fucking
learned.
DJ,
Thank
man.
you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you use
But
the,
I'm using
remember the
digital
keyboard?
now.
that
And
had
my
the-
turntables are old, beat up. I'm not putting the money into repairing them, but I'll get another set eventually. And it's just amazing though to just how shit's digital in just such a short time.
Yeah.
As a DJ, do you remember the old keyboard that had there was like the keys that had like the DJ sounds on it?
What do you mean, like a
Casio
yeah,
even?
Oh yeah,
And then it would be like
It's
go,
like,
go, go, and then you'd hit the one. And it would be sampler. The one was like yeah.
Oh yeah, depending on what was preset. There was like
I
in the
got this
presets.
beat from
Yeah.
ear.
I was like yeah. I don't know. That was a good one.
Good shit.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
drum machines and drum pads and.
Listen, Are we having fun here tonight?
So much fun. Can I go pee? Like,
I
in the middle
need
of
to
this?
pee.
Me too.
Everybody has to pee. We're gonna have a line.
So here's the deal.
Swords?
Maybe we should. Oh, we're gonna cross the street. See, you don't even know yet that there's been a piss cam the whole time. So.
Thank God.
I don't know what I signed up for over here, y'all.
Are we taking another break?
So here's the deal. So we're gonna cut to a break, right? If you guys don't mind. So here's usually what we do. We're going to come back from the break. We're going to ask our guests about what you guys have going on, and then we're going to do the live performance. Is that cool with you guys?
Yeah, sure.
I have one more topic I was dying to bring up tonight.
What is it? Right now.
Okay, so Jason Momoa loves the idea of a Twins remake co-starring Peter Dinklage.
Love it. Let's go.
Yeah. And there's something about remakes that make people fired up or pissed off. And I'm all about it, man.
I'm all about it, but they could ruin it. I mean, listen, was Twins fucking Ghostbusters? Was Twins Home Alone? Was Twins Jurassic Park? No, Twins was Twins. It was great, but it wasn't a fucking milestone.
But have you ever noticed how they don't reboot comedy?
True.
Never. You know why? Because if you know the guy...
Ghostbusters.
No, it was dramedy. It was 80s dramedy. It's like no, calling Ghostbusters comedy is like calling Gremlins horror.
It's like a sci-fi.
It's not exactly.
Ghostbusters is my favorite movie.
Me
of
too.
all time.
It's the greatest movie.
Wouldn't you say it's
comedy? The first scene, the lady in the cart, everything's on fire. All she says, she crawls out and all the toilet paper's on fire. The first line is the fucking greatest, funniest line ever. All she says is, "What the hell are you doing?" And that's it. It's comic gold. She doesn't even. It's not even funny.
It's so good.
But it's so funny.
Yeah, that's a perfect movie to me.
And like a movie like Back to the Future, you never like
can't reboot it.
And go fuck yourself if you remake Back to the Future. Like just that.
It's like all the one-liners in Ghostbusters.
Like there's so many at this point. I'm just indifferent.
You never get another Chris
I don't even care.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, let's cut to our second break because if I don't piss soon, my pelvis is going to crack.
I want to see a remake of Twins with
Crispin Glover has seen Chemical
like a mini-me. Alright, everybody talk silently.
That is
super
the best thing I've ever heard said.
He would do it. I bet he would do it.
He clearly would do it.
He makes amazing films.
Crispin Glover saw Chemtrail live.
You're listening to us. And the face.
I want to put a new story out there. Buzz might have left his poop on the moon.
Buzz Aldrin.
That's what I say. Who gives a shit? Right,
He
Buzz
did.
Aldrin,
He
right?
gave a shit.
He left the shit is what he did.
Yeah, he left. Yeah.
He gave a shit to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But let me just tell you something. There's something about an article like this
I
that
was about to
bothers
say,
me.
yeah, I got a questions too. Go
There,
ahead.
there are so many important things that come from going to the moon.
Yeah.
That this article had to point out. Hey, there might be a shit up there.
Okay.
Now I wonder how the shit holds up
Mm-hmm.
in space. I wonder if it freezes. Is it more preserved?
Mm-hmm.
Is there sort of a crushing sort of feeling? Sarah, you're
There's
in.
no crushing.
There's no shit crushing going on
There's
in the
no
moon.
reason why there would be.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, I don't think he just like let it. It's not like
roll
floating
down his
around.
leg or something or whatever.
Yeah,
Kick it out of
exactly.
shit.
Like it's not bouncing around up
I
there.
would love to take my pants up
You
on the
see
moon.
like this fucking flag then floating right by.
Yeah, there's just a turd floating by.
Now, so let's think about this. I mean,
Sure, let's do it.
Going to the conspiracy of the whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, people always talking about the moon landing is fake and all kind of shit.
Was it?
Yeah, but did you see that shit flying around? Who put that there?
But that's the thing, though. So,
Right,
like,
it's a
okay,
space
you,
shit.
you mean to tell me that he got this vacuum sealed suit on to preserve his fucking life force and shit,
Sure,
keep all sure. the air in his body,
Right.
and contained in this goddamn suit,
Right.
and he was somehow able
right.
to unzip his ass flap and drop a turd on the motherfucking moon.
Well, maybe his butthole was sort of vacuum sealed, so it was just asshole first. But I got to tell you, I would laugh my balls off if I were on the moon and I had the opportunity to drop the ass flap down and just take a dump and just watch it float around, float around the moon.
It is like
I don't think it's just a free range piece of shit.
You think he had like diarrhea? So it's just like
No.
brown liquid.
No,
think he was exposed at all.
I'd have shit in a bag and let it out then, man, just for the fuck of it. Just to say my turd is going to float around here long after I'm dead.
That really stupid idea would have cost like $100,000.
Oh, so you think it's premeditated? He was inside the ship.
He had that with him before he took off from Earth.
Exactly. So like he pooped in a bag.
Right.
You know, zero gravity in space. I wonder how that would work. Because like, all right, you have gravity here on Earth to pull the shit out your ass when you're sitting on the toilet.
Well,
if you're shitting in zero gravity, I mean, is it fighting against you? Is it trying to push the turd back in your ass? You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
just kind of feel like
so many variables here.
I wonder how the shit feels coming out in zero gravity.
Because like I'm pretty sure it's like kind of wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right.
Right, sort of yanking up. It's sort of yanking up because your shit's trying to float away, so your butthole's getting sort of pulled in a way that it's never been pulled before.
It's not getting pulled at all, but you'd feel it against your ass as it floated up. It'd be like if you were shitting in water.
I don't know.
I've never shit in the water before.
I bet you have.
I have reservations about that because, like, I mean, your butt is a vacuum. Because, like, you push the turd out, and then you know, it kind of pucker back up, and it's going to pull water in.
Right.
So I don't even know how that's connected down there.
Oh my god! I never even thought about the last moment that the tip of the shit leaves, and then your butthole sucks back up.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to be sucking in
chlorine, water.
Well, I was thinking of space, so you're pulling in sort of anti-oxygen. What's in space?
Anti-oxygen.
like would it just be easy for your intestines?
I don't want you to breathe.
like would your butthole just sort of be sucked out into space?
Yeah,
would you die asshole first?
Like the pink sock.
You wish.
Yeah, right. You just truncated anus just pulled out into the vacuum of space. What do you mean I wish? What the hell does that fucking mean? I don't wish for it. I am legitimately scientifically curious about what happens if I pull my bare asshole out in the vacuum of space and take a shit. Is it just going to pull everything out with it?
I don't know. I hope I'm not trying it. So
I'll tell you, she knows.
You know. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Your glasses tell me all that I need to know.
If you were in a ship in the middle of space and then like a hole got punctured in the side of your ship,
right?
And you were like had your ass cheeks open,
right?
It would suck you. Well, depending on the way you were pointing, it could suck you ass first through the hole, or at least close.
Like on Alien Resurrection,
right? Right.
But like you'd have to be really aimed in the direction to make it really pinpoint accurate.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah. So like Alien Resurrection, which was reenacted in Avengers Infinity War.
Right.
Exactly. I got it. You punch your hole and just get...
you just pulled out of your own asshole. You're turned wrong side out of your own asshole. That's basically what it is.
It's like pulling the sock
right
off
side in.
Where do your bones go in that case?
Just wherever.
They would just be released? They'd all separate?
I know your muscle hold all that together, though.
That's what I'm saying. Right? So your muscles and...
You'll be looking like one of them wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men.
That's right. With a turd floating around your head.
Because you created your own gravity.
Right.
There's just a guy that photoshops shit at NASA. He just puts a shit in every space picture.
He's like, hey guys, I made it look like Buzz took a shit in the moon. Let's put it on the internet.
Let's see how far we can take this.
Yeah, let's see how far we could take this.
That flat Earth thing really went crazy after a while.
I know. I mean, it's the climate that we live in. I mean, if it pops up on the internet, this might be some truth to it, I guess.
There's definitely going to be a group supporting it. That's for sure.
Flat that Earth.
The flat earthers have really shown us what the internet is really capable of, I think, though.
I mean, but at this point, I mean, we've been around for millennia,
right,
or whatever. Do it fucking matter if it's round or flat? I mean, I'm surviving. I'm living in this bitch.
But
right?
like, if it didn't matter, then you wouldn't have been able to get here. Your GPS wouldn't work. Your phone, your cell phones wouldn't work.
You talking about on that kind of level?
Yeah, right.
It's like Trump. I mean, it doesn't affect me in my day to day, so I don't give a fuck about it.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, I'm not leaning off to one side, and I'm just going off into the abyss of space with turds and shit.
We should be, though.
That's what the space junk really is. Just big shits from astronauts floating around. But, dude, I'll tell you what, though. If you are in the vacuum of space and a big turd fucking swings around the Earth and hits you between the eyes, it's going to cleave your head in twain.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That's for sure.
It's a way to go out.
Charmin now selling a roll of toilet paper that can last up to a month, since we're on the subject.
Yeah, but those are just the toilet that's basically the rolls that you see when you go
What
to use a
ply is
public
that?
restroom.
Yeah, I wonder what ply it is.
It's probably a half a ply.
Right, yeah. So
it's that crappy paper that you see when you go to the grocery store bathroom.
Right.
It's like a 70-pound roll.
Yeah, you go to wipe your ass, and instead what you end up with is a bunch of ripped paper and fingertips covered in shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this right now, and I would not like to apply that to my ass.
Hey-yo! I wouldn't like, no way, dude. And then, by the way, this is all subjective anyway. Who the fuck are you to tell me how long a toilet paper fucking roll is going to last? I buy these fucking toilet paper rolls, like, oh, this is going to last a week. I'm like, yeah, we'll see about that.
I go to Costco and buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I didn't learn about Costco until the watch with Ben Stiller and all them, and moving to Texas to where they have a plentiful amount of Costco's.
Okay, all right.
Also, another thing I didn't know about was a grocery chain called H-E-B, which is delightful. Matter of fact, I went there yesterday, and this is like
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. Yes, which is here. Let me show you the meat selections that they have there.
Meat selection.
Yes, they have a extraordinary deli.
Okay.
Let's see where we at. I know I saved this motherfucker. I probably erased it, but it is on my Instagram, which you can follow at random rambling W_Rob. I know that's convoluted as fuck, but 3R Show was taken by this punk motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Who goddamn have only 2 pictures on that bitch from years ago, and he don't use the motherfucker for nothing. Now, I went to his DM and I tried to daggone message him and tried to get Instagram.
I was gonna say, offer him $100, dude.
Motherfucker, I tried, and he don't motherfucking answer me, son of a bitch.
Sarah, what's the next topic?
Oh, let's see.
There it is. Bacon wrapped jalapeno cornbread stuffed pork tenderloin.
Dude, I saw you post that. I saw you post that, dude.
Like,
There's
it just
so
sounded
much
like
to
there's a
unpack
bunch
there.
of extra shit they couldn't sell and mush it all in together.
That's what it was. Can you read it one more time? What is that?
It is bacon wrapped.
Okay, sounds good so far.
Jalapeno.
Okay, burning now.
I've had bacon wrapped jalapeno individually with a little bit of cream cheese or sausage.
Sure.
Delicious.
Sure.
So bacon wrapped jalapeno, cornbread stuffed pork tenderloin.
Yeah, that's a lot. That right there, that's a morning of hot shits. You're gonna need the
You're gonna need the moon landing for that.
You're gonna need the moon landing and some Charmin 1 month 1 month toilet paper for that, because there's gonna be some blood to soak up too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you're shitting out fucking bacon jalapeno, you know, we're talking about some shit here.
Oh, that guy looks interesting. Is that a Florida man?
Man admits ghost did not plant meth in his home, court records show. Just in case you were wondering, this guy thought that ghost.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it says Louisiana.
Yeah, well,
that's where I'm from. I'm
listen,
sorry.
No offense, Rob, but a lot of these stories come from the South and the Midwest.
Oh,
and
I understand that.
I don't know what the fuck's going on out there.
They mostly come from Florida.
A lot of it's from Florida. But he admits a ghost didn't do it. So thank God for that, because I was concerned that a ghost may have done it.
Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
Pretty sure one person could
rational.
look at this guy and be like, "Yeah, dude, it's probably you, and you forgot."
Yeah, it's probably you. And
I mean, I'm looking at this guy.
Sure.
I mean, he has some features about him that to make me think that like maybe 15 to 20 years ago that he might have been a handsome dude.
That's what I think.
Might have had a lot of ladies that would submit to his will and whatnot.
But it's falling apart.
Yes, that's what it looks like. He's disheveled.
I wonder if it was the meth that did it.
Yeah, I wonder. But
I wonder.
If
But
the ghost hadn't done it.
Yeah, I wonder how would an individual like this get introduced to meth though.
Right.
You know, that's the things that That's the things that I think about when I look at stuff like this. It's just like,
because if he
where did
combed
it
his
go
hair,
wrong?
yeah, right. If he combed his hair and put him in a suit, he might be a lawyer. You know what
And
I
then,
mean?
like, I'm looking at his age range. He looks like an older gentleman and everything, but he still has a head full of hair. Which, on the other hand, I am a 37-year-old male, you know, kind of healthy or whatever, and I have none.
Right.
And I've been losing it since I was 23.
And
so
now
I don't understand this.
And now I gotta wonder if you smoke some meth, would it come back?
You know
what I mean? Because I wonder the same. Look, I might have a mohawk, but don't let it fool you. The front of the hairline is a little bit questionable. You know what I mean? So I understand that.
Mine look like the bat symbol, so that's why I got to keep it shaved. So it go all in different directions and shit.
I don't know. I feel for the man though. I look at him and I say, I see what you're saying. Back in the day, maybe he was really.
Imagine if he wasn't trying to bullshit people. Imagine if the whole time he really did thought that it was a ghost, and then one day he was like, "Wait a minute, I don't think that." No, that was me.
Yeah,
I
that
did
was-
that.
yeah.
I did that
shit.
shit with the meth.
For some
Oh,
reason,
fuck.
every time I smoke meth, I
better
forget.
tell them I was wrong.
Yeah, right. Guys, it wasn't the ghosts, it was me.
You know, I mean, that goes to show you he had some kind of moral compass when he was a kid. He had somebody kind of guiding him in the right direction. He haven't abandoned those
Honey,
core
if
values.
you ever get caught with your meth here,
Yeah.
you fess up.
You fess up.
Have a goddamn sense of morals.
Right, for fuck's sake. It's not ghosts, you piece of shit.
Unless it's a zombie condom.
Unless it's a zombie condom, and then it might be ghosts.
So a zombie's a ghost? You think
No, a zombie's not a ghost.
Okay, so because they can't walk through.
I don't know. I mean,
It's just
I
half
never
living
really
meat.
thought of it that way.
I mean,
but
ghosts
I
are dead,
guess,
zombies are dead.
Yeah,
I
they're all
mean,
dead. One's just meaty and one isn't.
No, it's virus-filled meat that's attacking the nervous
Well,
system.
it depends on what type of zombie world you're discussing.
And that's all the same, really. At the end, when it was some of them like coffee.
Well,
or
if
they-
it's someone that has a virus and looks dead, then that's not the same thing.
right. I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
So you got 3 choices, and I'll let you pick.
Okay.
Which zombies would you prefer?
Okay.
The fast ones?
Okay.
The slow ones? Or the ones from the movie Warm Bodies?
Listen, hold on a minute. When you say prefer,
Yeah, like
I mean,
you
you
do
had no
what
choice in
with?
the matter, but
Like
you
if-
like if I had to fight them,
yeah.
give me the slow shit ones. You know what I mean? The ones that are like see, like in The Walking Dead, I never really understood why they can't get away. I'm like, these fucking things are slow. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but like, just pick up some knives, run real fast. They're not stealthy. You know what I mean? They're
It
slow.
reminds me more of like The Matrix, the second one, to where he was fighting all the Agent Smiths.
Right.
And he just took the pole and he was like,
Right. And if he can do that, I sure as shit can take out some Walking Dead zombies, for fuck's sake.
But it's not about the zombies anymore. The
Right.
Walking Dead is a euphemism for people in the world that have been transformed by the environment.
But it
and I'm
always
just making
has
up
been.
educational words that I'm not using correctly.
It always has been. The original Night of the Living Dead movie was a metaphor for what was happening to the American landscape. You know what I mean? It was people were just like zombies just going through their day-to-day life. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. And now we're dealing with
motherfuckers with their head in their phones.
Yeah, fuck. It's exactly the same.
Walking out into traffic, getting ran over.
Right. You need laws now that tell people like, hey, make sure you don't look at your phone when you cross the street.
You know what's the most asinine thing that I think of? And I work in security and I've been in the military and all kind of stuff.
Sure.
If they're posted a sign that says "Don't do this," why do you need to question that?
Yeah, right.
Because a motherfucker did the shit that they're telling you not to do.
Right.
And it's a bad thing. So
Right,
I mean,
right. Don't
that's
put
why
your-
the sign is there. So
Right.
why should you question
So
it?
if the sign says, "Do not put your
Don't
tongue in
leave
this,"
shit on this moon.
Yeah, right. You're right. To just follow the goddamn rules. So what's the next topic?
Did we talk about the dolphins getting high?
Nope.
Oh no, I was.
But I'm
about this.
interested.
So they found that young dolphins will hold a toxic blowfish in their mouth
Oh,
for,
yeah,
for
I
like
did hear about
several hours and then pass them on to their friends.
Why?
Wait.
Because they get fucked up on it.
Do
They
they-
hallucinate.
Do they pass it on the left hand side?
I think so.
See, they are just like us.
See, what if dolphins was
terrible.
one of us?
Imagine just being that blowfish, and you're just like, God, what is happening to me? And like the
And you
dolphin.
keep puffing up over and over.
Yeah, you're
'cause
puffing
you're
up
all,
over and over.
and-
Let me
and
out of here,
Nothing
asshole.
worse than being a blowfish with anxiety.
Yeah,
I mean that's his defense mechanism too, and it's like, yeah, keep doing that shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ, this gets dolphins high?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, is a
Because
dolphin?
of the poison in the blowfish gets the dolphins a little hallucinating.
Listen, dolphins are the most evil things on earth.
They're pretty awful.
Even Echo the dolphin.
Fuck the dolphin. Fuck Echo the dolphin. Fuck them all, dude. They're rapey,
terrible.
fucking weird, terrible, like little nasty motherfuckers. And there's no law in dolphin life. There's no law. So when they when there's a gang of 75 of them and they all gang rape one fucking dolphin or one person, they just get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now imagine.
Just get away with it.
Imagine you're a
unless
you're a blowfish.
they end up in a tuna can.
Unless that, and you know what, and we're all safer in that regard. But imagine you're a blowfish, and now you're being held hostage as to some sort of drug provider that you don't even want to be.
Oh my god, the dolphins have like an underground blowfish den.
Yeah, and they all
You
sit
pay
around.
you pay like a certain fee, and then like the dolphin lets you in through the coral, and then into the back room.
Right, there's
and it's
like a
just like really tall algae, so you can't see in there.
Right, and then you get in
and
there,
they're all sucking on blowfish.
and it's just abused blowfish.
Yeah, blowfish trafficking.
They're just beaten, and the blowfish are like, kill me.
They have like lipstick smeared all over them.
Oh man, you got Mrs. Puff back there, just like, oh man.
Oh wow, man. The dolphins, they have like a code word to get in that no human can speak. It's like, like, what the fuck? And every time a fucking blowfish hears it, they have a fucking panic attack.
And they blow up.
Not again.
Yeah,
and then they blow up. They're like, I wish I could stop.
And then the dolphin comes by and scoop the ass up.
Yeah.
I see you have some anxiety.
For hours, man.
Yeah, right.
Happy ending.
That's a whole afternoon shot.
But dolphins don't care about that. They don't care about their afternoons. They don't have a job to go to. You know, they don't give a fuck about anything. Man, dolphins are like the better version
So
of
think
people.
of how good it must be that they're willing to get a spiked beach ball inflated in their face
Right.
for hours.
Right.
Like that's how good this
That's how
makes
good it
them
is.
feel.
Right,
that
right, right.
They don't give a shit about that.
It's like being Wolverine. You know, they ask him how the claws coming out feels. Is like it hurts every time, but it only hurts for a fucking second. You know what I mean? So if you got a blowfish in the mouth and it puffs up and the spikes hit you for just a second, if everything after that is euphoric,
yeah,
then fuck it, dude.
Because like, I mean, it opens the pores probably. It's just like it gets in it and it's like, oh.
It's like, oh, it hurts. You're like, oh.
That's like that new, I bet it's probably for them like that drug on the new Judge Dredd movie and shit to where like they hit it and it's like all crystal and shit there in slow motion. Like,
and what does a dolphin see on that high, I wonder?
I don't know.
They imagine that they're walking.
Yeah, I was supposed to say they got legs and shit.
They start evolving, getting little feet. Imagine a dolphin with some weird little half foot growing on both sides, and you're like, oh! And then like in another 50 years, it's got sort of a leg to the knee going on. And you're like, dude, we gotta kill these fucking things, or they're gonna start walking around on the beach soon.
Yeah, but that's what we did.
And look what the hell happened. Has this been good? Is this good for anybody?
No.
I mean, in some aspects, we get the zombie condom. So
God damn it, Rob! There's a shit on the moon right now. That's what we contributed.
Yeah, I
we
don't
put
see
a
any
shit.
dolphins doing that.
Yeah, I don't see dolphins doing. Not yet.
Yet.
Yeah, yet.
Would the laws of physics apply to them the same way in space as it would to human beings? Because I can imagine just dolphins orbiting around the moon. And
Yeah,
shit.
they're like, hey, look at us, you piece of shit humans.
And they blow a blowfish
And they
out.
blow a blowfish up. The blowfish can't
the
take the
blowfish
pressure.
has like a tiny helmet.
They're just like, thank God I'm gonna die. And then it realizes it has a helmet on. It's like, fuck me. I can't get away.
It's like a tiny fish bowl.
They feed it just enough to keep it alive.
Because they're evil.
God, they're evil.
That's how vampires do us.
They're evil.
Forming us.
Look, man, if I have any fucking message for, Japan, it's just keep killing the dolphins. Do us all a favor, for God's sake. Fuck this. All right. Is this my beer? Yeah. This is up. Let's see here. Why am I? Do me a favor. Somebody talk to that microphone up there. Say hello. Welcome to Awesome Talk for me.
Hello, welcome to Awesome Talk. For me.
All right. That should be good. Don't worry about these. Keep these down. We don't even need these anymore. We don't even need these anymore. And cool. We're good. We're good. Okay. So, I guess I'll just go over here then. I hope this is working. Somebody check the chat room. Anybody in the chat? I see. I know Damien is there, and a couple of people are there. If you can hear me, make sure that you let me know. So tonight has already been a fucking great show. I want to thank our guests
so much for being here tonight, man. Thank you. Round of applause, please. DJ Allen, you've got to move out of the way. Why don't you come stand near me? That way I feel safe. Now I feel safe. So I want to listen. So now I'm weeping a little bit. Listen, hit the like button and the share button, all that other good stuff if you're watching this, right? I want to welcome back. I want to say thank you to Dan. I love Dan. I'm so glad that Dan's alive and well and back. And in the theme of sticking with Dan's, Alien is here tonight, and he's going to be here for the rest of the season, mostly. Okay? And I'm so glad to fucking say that shit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
So much, dude. Now, we reserve something for our guests that we call the final word. Basically, if you had a minute right now on the spot to say something to the whole world now, and it was your last chance, what would you say? Angelo Gingerelli, would you like to go first?
Of course I want to go first.
Oh, can I time it?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah, just give me a second. I have the app and stuff. Okay, go ahead.
We're good now?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
2 seconds in.
We spent the last 2 hours discussing everything wrong in the world. I think what's right in the world are shows like this. People getting together, doing what they want to do, and realizing when you get outside the studio, get off the stage, whatever's bothering you, taxes, the education system, the healthcare system, whatever. All that is important, absolutely important. But I think getting away from all of that and having a world of comedy, music, DJs, whatever it is, and expressing yourself artistically, there's definitely something to that. Older I get, the more mature I get, the more I think, but day job, life, paying bills is important, but expressing yourself and having an outlet, and guys like Rick Carr and everybody at Awesome Talk Podcast giving people a chance to express themselves is really doing a great thing right here at the Jersey Shore. How many seconds I got left?
15.
Open mic every Monday at the Bright Bar at 8 o'clock.
The world's ending.
See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock, guys.
With 3 seconds to spare.
No, I actually want you to come back for a second. So I want to talk about what is going on right with you and where can people find you and all that stuff.
Awesome. Like we've said multiple times, way more times than necessary, every Monday I'm at the Brighton Bar in beautiful Long Branch on Brighton Avenue. They take a break from 6 nights a week of hardcore punk, heavy metal shows, and let me host an open mic that is going really well for all of 2019. And then I do comedy any place that does it in Monmouth and Ocean County. I know my wheelhouse. I know, like, from Tom's River to about the north end of Long Branch, I'm good. If I go to Red Bank or Forked River on either side of that radius, I bomb. So I do what I'm good at, and I stay in Monmouth and Ocean County. And you might see me on some podcasts and stuff like that, but generally that's what I do. On all my social media, like Obi Troy said, real name, no gimmicks, Angelo Gingerelli on Facebook. And then on Instagram, MR5 THRUND, because my Instagram is nothing but gimmicks. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for being here tonight, man. Thank you so much. And Taylor Allen, your final word to the world. You've got 1 minute.
Okay. All right, here we go. The best thing I can say to you is watch the Cloverfield series. The first Cloverfield movie I feel like was probably the best one, definitely. The second one, John Goodman's in it, so that's like a good thing for everybody. And it was a good one, too. The third one was a little weird. It was Netflix, but it was exciting when they announced it because it was on the Super Bowl. It was the halftime show. They were like, we have a new Cloverfield. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw it, and I was psyched. And it wasn't that great, but I still liked it. The ending was cool. Not to give anything away, but stick around for the ending of that one. Who knows if there's going to be another Cloverfield. But besides that, don't be an asshole. Like, be good to people. If I have another minute, or I don't have a minute. And I guess another thing I could say is maybe, if you ever meet my daughters in real life, be nice to them because they're great. And I like my family. Okay.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. So let's actually promote you. What do you have going on, and where can people find you, and all that other good stuff?
Okay.
Anything you want to say?
I have a podcast called Calling the Shots. It's a sports. It's it's a sports podcast. It's not really sport. We don't really talk about sports too much. We talk about everything, and it's really stupid. And we have a lot of fun. We have good guests on. We're actually interviewing Danny Tamborelli from Pete and Pete next in August, and that'll be a good episode coming up. Angelo Gingerelli is on our show a lot. He was our first guest and also probably our first fan, I think. And yeah, so listen to Calling the Shots, and again, don't be a dick.
So, Dan Reiner, do me a favor. Hand me my phone over there. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So, we're actually going to do a bit of stand-up comedy here tonight. So do me a favor if you're watching right now. Hit the like button, the share button. Make sure everybody sees what's about to happen here. Okay? Make sure everybody sees this. Get ready. Get the wax out, the hot wax. Okay? And thank you so much. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to our sponsor, Nevermore-Designs.com. We're ready to get this shit going right now. I want to welcome Angelo Gingerelli to the fucking stage.
I don't know how much of the studio you could see from where you're watching on Facebook, but I'm in a room, in an entire apartment, filled with as much cool pop culture memorabilia as I've ever been in my life. Right? This has been in my dream house if I was 16. There's a ton of Star Wars stuff around me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have a very special relationship with Star Wars I want to share with you guys. First of all, I really believe we bottomed out as a country in the fall of 2015 when the new Star Wars trailer came out and the Stormtrooper took his hat off and it was a black guy. And everybody's like, no, not my Stormtrooper. We don't have black Stormtroopers. And I was like, why don't we all calm down? It's a Stormtrooper. He's not dating your daughter. And I grew up super into the original trilogy, the first three. I tried to make myself like the prequels, and they were okay. I think they're fine, whatever it is. But about 10 years ago, I woke up on a Friday morning as sick as any human being has ever been with like the worst flu ever, right? And I thought if I went to the hospital, they might keep me overnight. That's how sick I was. But on Saturday morning, the Air Jordan Cement and White 4 was coming out. And I knew if I was hospitalized, I couldn't get the sneakers, right? So I refused to go to the hospital. I fought through it. I went to the mall on Saturday morning. I got the Jordans, right? And now I'm barely dragging myself back to the parking lot. And I decided to go into an urgent care, right? I don't know if you guys have ever been to an urgent care, but I think we can all agree you should not be able to drive up to a strip mall and get prescribed the most dangerous medicine and drugs in the world. The doctor took a look at me and he goes, okay, you seem pretty banged up. We got to do a full lung x-ray. I'll be right back. He comes back 30 seconds later. He's like, your insurance will not cover the lung x-ray. So we're not going to do it. Here's codeine. I don't know who ever messed with codeine. Not as much fun as Lil Wayne makes it sound. He's like, take 3 tablespoons of this and you'll start to feel better. So I follow his instructions to a T. I'm not a drug guy at all. I take the 3 tablespoons of codeine, and I realize I'm probably going to die if I go to sleep, right? I am as messed up and whacked as I've ever been in my life in my apartment by myself. So I'm like, all right, I can't allow myself to go to sleep. I have to stay awake. I'm going to just watch all the Star Wars movies to stay awake until the stuff is out of my system. So I start with Phantom Menace. The pod race scene's okay. The rest of it leaves a little bit to be desired, right? Then I go to the next one, Attack of the Clones, which is not as good as I remember in the theater, but like that first chase scene's kind of sick or whatever. And like, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm like, oh shit, so do I. And then there was the one where he becomes Darth Vader, Revenge of the Sith. Not great in retrospect, right? Then you get to the good ones. You get to Star Wars, you get to The Empire Strikes Back, and then you get to Return of the Jedi. And even under those circumstances, whacked on codeine, Star Wars was just okay.
Thank you very much, Angelo Gingerelli, for coming out, man, doing that, dude. And so, last and certainly, but not least, I want to welcome Taylor Allen from Calling the Shots podcast to the stage. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Right. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for this. I'm not gonna sit down like Angelo. Just change things up. I don't know what to do for this. I haven't done stand-up in a long time, so I figured I'd do talk about my podcast. So I figured I'd take this platform. Hey, we're on the internet. This is my calling the shots. My podcast. I'm gonna promote my podcast. I'm not gonna do comedy. I'm not gonna come up here and say jokes that people have done before. I'm gonna talk about my podcast. It's a sports podcast. It's not great, but it's fine. You should listen to it. I'm not going to come up here and talk about how Mickey Mouse probably goes home with his gloves and takes them off, and no one's ever seen his real hands, and they probably look like ball sack skin underneath his actual hands, like that weird goosebumpy skin that it's goosebumpy, weird pink skin, and it's that sensitive, sweet mouse hand skin that Mickey Mouse probably has. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about my podcast, which is called Calling the Shots. You can go on iTunes. You can check it out on most podcast platforms. I'm not going to come on here and talk about how years ago I catfished myself. I changed all my Facebook pictures to pictures of Don Cheadle, and eventually looked in a mirror and said, "You weren't in Hotel Rwanda." I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about my podcast, which is called Calling the Shots. It's about sports. I host it with my brother-in-law, Steve Arena. We're good pals. We're good friends. I'm not going to come on here and talk about the gray hair I found on my penis, which, made me think like, hey, we've been through a lot together, 35 years of dodging zippers. A couple old zipper dodgers, which sounds racist, but it's literally not, because we're just dodging zippers. Got stung on my dick once by a bee and needed an EpiPen desperately. And when they were on their way over, I looked and I was like, hang on a minute. This swelling is doing some good here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about my podcast, and that's what I want to promote here tonight on Awesome Talk. I want to thank the Awesome Talk crew for having me, Angelo, a couple local comedian guys. We're having fun. We're doing our podcast. Angelo has a podcast called The Bath Podcast you should check out, which he didn't mention. I have Calling the Shots, and if you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's something I like to talk about other than things like I would like to talk about, like when I woke up from a dream once, like a fever dream, and I wrote on a pad that I kept by my bed, Muppet Problems, which I woke up to, and I wasn't sure what that meant. And then I realized maybe it meant like you have a horde of Muppets when you move your refrigerator, a bunch of Fraggles run out underneath it like cockroaches. Or maybe it's Muppet Problems like Sam the Eagle hasn't paid his income taxes in years. Or maybe it's like Gonzo's nose is too fucked up to suck dick for the coke that he's desperately needing. Who knows? So ultimately, I just want to promote the podcast, Calling the Shots. Check it out, and never for once think that I'm going to talk about my grandfather who just passed away. I don't know how that's funny, but no, I did. It's I do name all my goldfish my grandfather to garner sympathy from people. Especially, I wanted to just write a joke where I said we flushed my grandfather down the toilet. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. That was fucking amazing, dude. You guys are amazing tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for sharing and all that other good shit that I already said. You guys are amazing. Awesome Talk, Season 11, Episode 8, June 25th, 2019. Thank you all very much for drinking with us. And my friends, that is Awesome Talk. Shit ever. So I need a couple more things from you guys. If you don't mind. I want you to sign the guest book.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So this is the old guest book. You can take a look at it. And here is